late, right on time.
Right on time. Honestly, I think people expect us to start when we do. Because we do. That's a good thing to base expectations on.
True.
Experience.
You can't
Points.
spell
Experience
experience
points.
without expectations.
Or points.
Or points. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to talk somewhat incoherently while I continue to arrange all of the windows because somebody decided that consistent connection to the Zoom call wasn't a priority for them in the period in which we do all of these behind-the-scene things. I'm not going to mention any names, but as a segue, totally unrelated to this line of conversation, welcome, Kayla, to the mini campaign. It's nice of you to be here so consistently throughout the pre-production and such. How are you today?
Doing well.
Great. That's
I'm
good to hear.
doing well.
You don't sound like it.
I'm doing okay.
Cool. We're off to a usual start.
A frosty start.
What is your favorite way to die in the cold, Kayla?
I'm
Just-
definitely dying of eating too much snow.
Just as a little icebreaker.
That's a
Dying
really
from breathing too hard.
All right. Interesting choices. Chat, if you had to die in the cold, what would be your favorite way? And
I wanna
then
be-
also post your strategist.
I want to be kicked to
don't
death by
actually
a
do that.
snow kangaroo.
A snangaroo. They're no joke. Those, it's Girlnade. Girlnade 2021. She's up.
Is it a girl nade raid?
I don't know. So,
Hi, Holly.
we're doing good. We're almost finished putting all the videos in the right spots. There we go. We adjusted the little shoeboobles. All right. All the shaboobles are in one place. How the hell are you, folks? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. This was a great conversation. All right. Cue that lovely music by the one, the only person that I want to thank for tonight, Kevin MacLeod. Your music fills my heart with the desire to kill my players.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Keep it up, Kev.
Thanks. If you ever want to play D&D, call me. We'll have the phone put in the basement. Cool. I'm an energy vampire. What does that mean? You can have some Coke. That's good.
Product placement.
Very good. Today's impending dread is brought to you by
Coca-Cola.
It's not. We're not actually sponsored unless they want to. I would take a sponsorship from Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Call us.
Be good.
Put a phone in the basement.
Put a phone in the basement.
We actually keep the entire corporation down.
That's where our sponsorship phone is. If you'd like to sponsor us, you have to come to our basement and call us from the basement sponsorship phone. By the way, volumes are frog cheese. Thanks for the meaningful input, Holly. That's really helpful for production. The hell does that mean? Great. Great. The one day I decide to read chat, it's just filled with chatting. Awesome. So, last week... Oh, I'll finish the announcements.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
We're doing this for the next 3 sessions. So today is Thursday. Thanks. Welcome to Thursday. We're almost done with the week. Awesome. Then Monday, the following Thursday, and the following Monday are all going to be Love Runs Cold. And maybe Kayla will come back. Maybe we'll kill her character. We don't know.
It's up in the air right now.
It's up in the air. Maybe she'll kill all of your characters. We don't know. It's just
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. McWorld! Call us. Basement phone. All right. So I think I'm going to toss it out to the players, except for Kayla, because I'm going to exclude you from this portion of tonight's program. Not because I don't think you can, but because I don't like you. I need a recapitulation of what happened last time on Love Runs Cold. Whoever does it the fastest gets an inspiration. We'll make this actually have mechanical relevance.
So does that mean we all have to do it, or
Simultaneously, whoever finishes first.
Ice, bad.
that tells us nothing?
But it was quick and it's done.
Tasked with finding explorers and relic. Icy cold. Rescued woman. Fell into the ice. Became a tiefling balloon. Revived her.
Revive
Feel
the
like
dangling modifier. Revive the tiefling balloon or revive the woman.
I feel like that emphasizes some points that didn't need emphasizing, while also leaving out key pieces of information.
That's a great segue, Beth. What pieces of information were left out from that?
Wow, it's crazy that you would ask me. We should have a snow place, and then these 3 fucking snow boys came out and started fighting us. Well, there's a woman in the water. We got her out the water, and then this fucking skeleton was on a tree, so we put out the fire, and we got the skeleton out of the tree, but we did nothing, so we got the skull, and we walked in the ice, and we fell in the ice, and we got out the ice, and then we fell in the ice, and we got out the ice, then we went by a cave, and we fell asleep.
And we didn't fall asleep.
Bruce fell asleep.
Cool. So,
Bruce has the skull.
Bruce's pronouns are we.
Great. That was great.
That was
Thanks.
so fast.
Thanks,
You already
guys.
have an inspiration though, don't you, Beth? So
Yeah.
you can't use his inspiration.
Yep. It's unfortunately mechanically suboptimal for you to have contributed to this, but we appreciate, playing against your natural tendencies. So, the party was tasked with exploring this newly formed island. An expedition had already been sent a couple months prior, and they have not heard back from them, aside from one message saying they had found something of value, and were planning to return as the weather conditions were deteriorating. Upon arrival, the party did discover that it was cold, oh so very cold, and they saw a beacon, a light lit up in the mountainous region there, at the very edge of a basin, or this lake central to the island, abuts a mountain on the north side of the island. This lake, now frozen, was the site of the party's frozen.
Frozen-ish.
Frozen-ish. It was a frozen-ish thing. They fought off some of the local wildlife, some that had been twisted by magic. Ooh, how Dungeons and Dragons fantasy universe. Types of wolves, the only thing I wish I could ever use. In this area, after defeating these wolves, the party rescued a woman who remained unconscious throughout the duration of the session, but they rescued her from falling through the ice, and then proceeded to experience that several times themselves as they sought to take shelter from the incoming blizzard in a cave tomb that they had found across this fairly large lake. There they set up a fire and took a short rest by the fire. There was some healing done, and regrouping, regathering. So, as you all come to completion of your short rests, you do notice that the woman whom you rescued previously has begun to awake. And so, Kayla, you open your eyes to see a fairly motley assortment of 4 characters. And for both Kayla and the viewers at home, if you could quickly give a physical description of your character.
She has long, dark hair, comes about to her waist, and half of it's done up in a bun. She has medium skin and warm brown eyes. And she's bundled in warm clothing.
Not
That is-
anymore.
Was wet, but is now less wet because of the fire.
Physics. And the rest of you, how about what do you all look like in this moment of rest as you see her surveying all of you?
I am a burgundy red tiefling with black hair up in a high ponytail, goggles again, resting on my forehead. Kind of have like a bunch of small flasks in a bandolier across my chest. And I have a little notebook out waiting for you to wake up. Because I had also given you a potion, but I'm going to wait to roleplay this till everybody's described themselves. I don't want to skip over that. Anyway.
I am a just absolute mountain of a half-orc woman with kind of dark hair that's been drawn up in a bun, wearing jet black plate armor that has these like very roughly carved runes into both of the bracers that kind of glow faintly blue. And then just a huge, just like fuck off big war hammer that's just like sitting next to me. She doesn't look happy to be here, but she has the kind of face that suggests that she never looks happy to be anywhere.
Doesn't look happy to be.
Tergoom.
I am a also hulking figure, although very thin in stature. I'm a furbolg, which means I have a slightly bluish tinge to my skin, although a bit more bluish than normal because of our recent adventures. My red bulbous nose is actually redder as I try to warm myself by the fire. I am wearing a set of half plate and clearly am proudly displaying the symbols of Helm, as I'm a cleric of Helm.
Very saturated in color.
Also Helm.
And last but certainly least, Gruth.
I am a tiny little 3-foot goblin. Very scrawny and skinny, with long spindly arms and big old hands with dirty fingernails. Got 2 pairs of pantaloons on, kept on with a frayed rope belt. And he always looks like he's up to something, even when he's up to something.
All right. So, you notice the woman sit up, look around, and you all stare awkwardly at each other.
Are you an artifact?
Are you an anthropologist?
I am a goblin.
I can see that. What happened?
Almost drowned. Got better.
Yeah, by the way, I administered an elixir to you. Can you tell me, can you taste any aftertones, or how are you feeling? Can you talk, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like 10 being, like, vibrant and healthy, and 1 being, well, dead? What kind of, where are you on the scale? I would assume a 1, but I don't want to speak for you. This is from my research.
Well, the aftertaste is a bit like lemon.
I was going for a plummy kind of red wine type thing, but I can work on it.
It's a bit astringent, but I feel better than I have in weeks. Thank you very much.
All right, I'll take 1 win out of those 2. All right.
The warmth is pleasant. It makes my... I felt very cold, you know. It's freezing here.
Was it always this cold?
No, it wasn't. I don't know what happened. It's been cold for so long. By my count, time is kind of blurred together, but it's been about 40 days since it got cold and completely unaccounted for. This region is never supposed to be this cold. It's unnatural. I don't know what's wrong.
So when you got here, it wasn't a winter wonderland? Sorry.
No, it came slowly in. It was very weird. We had some people with us. Actually, have you seen anyone else?
Whoa.
How long was I out?
I mean, you were like a little bobber and water when we found you.
Oh dear. I'm gonna check myself really quickly for my items.
You have some of your things on you. Anything that you thought important enough to keep on you at all times remains there. You do notice that the small bit of rations that you had in your pocket is now gone. And when you found yourself, when you last found yourself outside of your base camp area, you were without the majority of your things, which you had last put in sort of your base camp. So you assume that that's where the rest of your gear remains. But
Okay. I do remember that there were wolves. Did you all see the wolves?
Yes.
They were insane. They were so big. I remember vaguely being chased by them, and then I ran across the ice like you never should, and I fell in. But I have no idea how long ago that was. It was
What?
night. It's still night. It's still night.
Is your name Sydney?
No, my name is Beatrice, but
I see now.
yeah, have you seen Sydney? You haven't seen her because you asked me if I was Sydney.
No.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen. I was here with several other people, and I haven't seen any of them either.
But when did that become true?
Time is so fuzzy, but I think it's been about 20 days since I last saw them.
Separated you? What could have happened that you were seeing them and then 20 days ago things changed?
There was this incident. One of our own. His name is Peshin. He's a wizard. A bit pissy. He
What?
pushed me to the ice. There was this bit with a tomb, and we found some things, and he got a bit testy, you know, getting a bit nervous, and then we had a bit of a scuffle, and there was this blizzard that happened, and I was unconscious again, but it's been about 20 days since that, so I'm unnerved that it happened again. But yeah, so I've been unconscious twice the past couple days. Past 20 days. Last person I saw was Peshin, though, so a wizard. If you heard a message or something on the mainland, that's from him, probably. Doesn't this sound familiar?
No.
It's your story.
No.
You guys heard of any... How are you here, anyway? What did you...
Well,
did you
he's
get a
on.
distress call?
He's on our list.
Are you mercenaries?
Sir Temenfold sent us here.
Temenfold.
it's the same person who you work for.
Okay. Well, okay, that's good. You're not here to kill me then, for some reason.
I mean, no.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to kill you either. I'm here to just find out information. I'm a
I
historian.
mean, unless you're planning on paying me to do it.
No, I don't have any money. They don't have enough research grants for this kind of thing.
Wait,
For
pay you to
murdering
kill
people?
her? What?
Okay. Well, okay, the person that would know what's going on is Velgus. Do you know about him?
I have a note. It
He's a
says
Triton.
Yes.
Velgus
Ah, yes.
Beganas.
I mean,
Does that sound
we know-
familiar?
We've got a list here of the names of your crew,
Okay.
but that's all we know of them. We don't know them like,
Oh, you don't.
personally.
Okay. So you haven't seen them.
Lady, you're the first person we've seen. It's been
Is it
wolves
really that bad
and
out
you.
there? Okay.
all of everyone
This is
on the
bad.
list is described as a vocation, their race, and their gender, except the wizard, who is notably missing race. Why?
I don't know. He's just a wizard. Like, you can't really tell what they are after a certain point, you know?
Oh,
They all just
so
kinda
he,
look the
he
same.
just hides it. I see.
Wrinkly old grape, you know?
Mm.
Raisin.
What are you playing? I'm a wizard.
A whiz.
His race is wizard.
Yeah. And what are your particular talents, on this with this expedition?
Well,
Mm,
I'm a historian,
mm.
so I love, history and all that. Sound dumber than I look. I'm dumber than I sound. Wait, I sound dumber than I am.
Oh, so you read books, which sounds
Yes.
great for being a survivalist out here.
Yes, it's very bad.
Yeah.
You see my nails? Look at my nails.
Also, read book.
What
You
book
also
did
read
you
book-
read, Grist?
Well, when I was with the team, that's what I call family of goblins. Well, I am the only one that learned how to read, so they would bring me back scrolls and books, and I would read them. And that is how I learned to do magic.
Inspiring.
It
That
is
is-
truly inspiring.
That is the way everyone learns these days.
I am the most respected goblin out of me and my other 2 goblin friends.
So
Well,
Quite
I'm
the
very
achievement.
grateful. You are the most. I am most grateful to see you as a goblin. Let me tell you,
Don't-
it's been so lonely out here. Like,
Don't
it's just me and
patronize
the wolves.
Groost is insulted.
I summoned Mage Hand to pat her on the head.
Oh.
It's just been me in the snow, and the ice, and the wolves.
Well,
But I'm okay.
hey, you're not
I'm
alone.
okay. I'm okay.
Um,
I'm okay.
so did you ever go down here
Down where?
where we are? Like, have you been to this spot of the island before?
We're in a cave.
Looking around, you do, you hadn't, placed yourself as of yet, just sort of waking up and dealing with this motley crew. But looking around and seeing sort of the stonework underneath where the ice is melted now from the warmth of the fire and all that, you do recognize very readily that this is the tomb which you spent the majority of your time sort of in this expedition out here studying, and also where your group had set up their base camp. So you realize that probably not more than 60, 100 feet away is sort of where all of your stuff was kept, and the last place you saw your belongings.
Right.
And then
Okay.
the rest of the tomb is sort of off. If you go down the hallway to the right on the map, is sort of where you did the bulk of your work.
Okay. And just to remind myself, have we been inside the tomb? Or are we trying to get into the tomb?
You have been it. They have not.
Okay. How does the entrance to the tomb look?
Can you see the map?
Pull it up. I can see the map.
Looks like that.
You know who can't see the map, Casey?
Who?
Somebody.
Well, I just switched over for stream. So the entrance in, which is maybe about 20, 30 feet to the north of you on the map, is sort of a large opening in basically the side of a mountain that's on the very far side of this large lake that's central to the island. It is built sort of ornately out of stone, very much sort of deliberate. It's not like somebody just like hacked against the stone to create this tunnel. It was all crafted and formed with lovely white stonework. It looks much like marble, although in your studying of it does not seem to match specifically any type of stone or mineral that you know of. The origin of it seems beyond anything that which you've had experience with.
Okay, so this is where Peshin and I were researching, and this is where we had our little spat. It's more than a spat, it was a big fight. He was acting really weird, and then the blizzard came out of here, and remember how I said the island wasn't supposed to be cold?
Mm-hmm.
When I woke up from that fight, it was covered in ice. Like, there was just ice everywhere. Like, it wasn't even just a storm anymore. It was just like it had been a completely different climate, Like, it's really weird.
Well, go ahead,
Go on.
Roost.
You know the artifact thing we're meant to be finding.
Yeah.
Did you take that artifact to begin with?
No.
No. Okay. I'm trying to think of a reason why, no cold, now cold.
Well,
You
what
know?
exactly is this artifact?
Yes, what is artifact?
Well, we found this tomb, and there were some things in the tomb, so it could be any one of those things, really.
So you didn't know that there was a report that went back that said some sort of incredible artifact had been uncovered and needed to be brought back to the mainland?
Well, I do have a bracelet. And I'm gonna pull it out of my cleavage. Hold it up.
Oh, that's warm.
I didn't want to lose it, like to the wolves or something.
They're
Or to-
known to be very thievy.
Or to
Kinda sneaky.
Garust's very low investigation roll.
Wow, I never saw that.
So, Beatrice, you are aware that a message was sent back. You don't know the exact, since it was sent by Pesham, you don't know exactly what was said other than, like, we've found something, we're going to bring it back there. And so you do suspect that Pesham and maybe some of the others know something more than you did, and they just sort of, didn't see it important enough to tell you.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah, your general suspicion is that it's either something they found when they went and explored the other cave system, which you have not been to, or that it is somehow connected to what's behind the door in the tomb, the sealed door.
Okay. Well, I do remember that whatever's in there isn't worth our time. So, I don't know what Peshin said, because he liked to keep secrets from me. But,
Can I ask
think-
a delicate question?
yes.
Did you? So there's been I was reading like stuff like on the stones and out where we found you, and were you in Pesham like an item?
My gosh. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Not mad at you. I'm just,
Well, I know. I'm just
putting.
Oh boy, we don't
was-
need to.
Is it because he was a wizard?
No.
Wizard.
No.
Okay, it's
It's
fine.
the second
It's-
wizard that really just turns people off.
Right. All
Same
right.
player, you guys.
Because in your study, did you happen to like those stones where we found you? Were they like standing up before? Did you see them before?
I don't remember.
Okay.
On the far side of the lake, you do recall that there is sort of like a henge set up there, a little semicircle, which is on the far side of the lake from where the entrance of this this cave tomb is. You hadn't spent much time there.
Okay.
Because it had words about with this bond. Oh, my handwriting's terrible. So Casey, can I get some assistance? I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I wasn't sure. No. Here, let me tell you something. I learned about this, and I know this kind of thing is what I know about. This is what I have a degree in. Several degrees, actually.
In romance?
Yes, actually. That vow out there across the lake, it's a wedding vow.
Yeah. So
Yes,
you and
it's
Pesham didn't get married.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, just checking.
No, we didn't get married. Not that I know of. My gosh. I hope not. Okay.
I'm checking your hands for ring
What
Okay.
what happens on Creepy Island stays on Creepy Ice Island.
It's a Survivor, you know what I mean?
So do you think that? I wonder if there's something going on with this wedding vow, right, and the destruction that's upon the island.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's on this bracelet as well, and I show her the bracelet. It's written on
okay.
the inside of the bracelet, and you can see that this bracelet is a very ornate gold and platinum bracelet. It's very beautiful.
Is it magical?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
You
I'm
didn't
not sure.
check it? You didn't get WizBiz to check it?
Did I check it when I found it, Casey?
You're fairly certain it's not.
Okay.
You specifically during your researchings, you weren't abundantly collaborative with Pesham, so you don't know 100% for sure, but you've seen magical items and all of that, so it's not like you're just like herpy-derping around guessing. Like, you don't think it has magical properties to it.
Look, I know this kind of thing. It's not magical.
Okay. But it has the whole thing with this bond. I do something.
Well, it's magic in that
To
way,
sh-
you know,
to
like
share my
magic of
work
love
with
and
you.
all that. Yeah. Well, the thing is
It's
that...
not scientifically proven. Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're a scientist.
Arcanist,
Scientologist.
Scient. All right. That's new.
Sci-
So I do know that these are marriage vows commonly found in this continent, the southern tip of this continent, several hundred years ago.
We're on an island.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, whatever this
This
region,
is
you know.
this is set in the world of Dolan, so.
You know, the region where we are, this kind of region.
To place all of you, this island is way off the sort of southern tip of the continent, which you have adventured in for several years.
So up, just back that way. Common wedding vows, which is weird to find here. It's also weird that it's cold. I don't know. I think we should go back to the Promise to find the rest of them, the rest of the crew. We had some stuff packed away there before Peshin and I had a little spat. So...
Do you mean the henge?
When you say spat, do you mean like spat, or do you mean like spat? We sort of had like a spat with the wolves.
It was
And
like
we
sort
had
of a spat like
and
that.
we had a spat with the ice.
It was not a lover's quarrel. No, it was a
Did you
spat.
you
It was a
stabbed
fight.
him?
Stop
No.
making.
Oh, because we stabbed the wolves. I mean, like, we hurt them.
No, I didn't.
I actually
didn't.
bludgeoned them.
I'm professional.
Yes.
I didn't stab Peshin. My eyes
But-
maybe, but not
but did-
physically.
Did he stab anyone else?
He tried to stab me
Okay.
with his words.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You
That's not really.
you're
Wizards are so
sending
hard to work with.
a
you
lot
wouldn't
of
even
mixed
know.
messages right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
having great trouble putting together what's going on.
Okay, so he
So here's the thing. This tomb thing, you're saying it's not worth it, but, like, we're here.
To be honest with you, from everything I heard in the last 3 sentences, I'm not sure whether it is or isn't worth it.
So there were these bodies in the tomb.
It
Our
is
body-
the tomb.
But
Yeah.
bodies of what? People
Just bodies
or
of people.
water?
People.
Okay, people.
People in the
okay.
tomb.
Okay, so what
And
kind?
Peshin was trying to destroy one.
Were they your people or were they people you
No,
found?
they're dead. I
Okay,
hope they're not my
so
people.
were they like human people or were they like?
Yeah, they had arms and legs and stuff. And he tried
So-
to destroy
what-
one of them.
what do you
And I
mean?
said, no, stop doing that. And then he got into a fight with me. And then the blizzard happened. And then everything froze over. Is that enough information for you?
Bruce lies down on his front.
So, hang on. So it happened after he destroyed this body?
No, he didn't destroy it. He tried to. So I stopped him because you can never destroy evidence. I'm not on forensics, but I know that kind of thing.
So maybe
I
you
stopped
brought,
him.
So your actions in stopping him brought on the blizzard.
Well,
Maybe.
there was a key on the body too, and I found that with him, but then he didn't want to give it to me, so I took it from him. And then, no, I didn't. I remember I don't have it. He's got it. He ran away.
Wow. So he.
Peshin had the key and ran away.
Feel like I saw a play once where the information was constantly changing.
Growth, don't talk into the ground. Stand up.
It's comfortable down here.
It's cold down there is what it is.
This fatherly cleric just pulling up like
Find
from
pantaloons.
So yeah, Peshin and I had a bit of a spat. You know this already.
Yep, we've been there. Spat.
There's a
Didn't
body-
get along.
He broke
Key.
away. The body,
So wait,
the ice on the body because it's cold.
has it been
Broke away.
has it been cleared up what you had a spat about?
Hold on. Finish talking about the ice first. Then
I
we'll
literally
return to the
caught him
goblin
trying
question.
to break a body that we found in a tomb that we're here on an
Okay,
archaeological
so
expedition for, you know?
Just trying to put the pieces in order. So, you found him trying to break a body.
But
you
you
had
never
a-
do. Ever.
Well, don't tell me what I do. I do plenty of things. So
And,
you had
and so far, we haven't been able to stop him.
It's true. They haven't tried yet. So you had a fight over a body being broken.
Yeah!
He tried to stab you with words, whatever
Yeah.
that means.
This is really mean.
You took a key from him, but really you didn't, and he has the key.
No,
and you
I
ran
tried to
away.
take the key, and he
Okay.
ran away with the key.
Okay, so everything I
That's
just
what
said,
happened. And then I fell unconscious.
and then you fell unconscious.
Just
because it's a-
arbitrarily?
It's a very rational thing to do when
I got
things
not.
don't
I
go
hit
your
my
way.
head on a rock or something. I don't know. I've got so many bumps and bruises on me. I can't tell what's left from my right.
So he didn't knock you out.
Like he pushed me down, and I hit my head on a rock or something like that.
Oh.
You know.
Okay.
That part's not important.
Can we? Not that you're an unreliable narrator at all, but do you mind if we check out the tomb? I mean, am I wrong in thinking that we need to look at in there?
That we should go to the Promise. You know, the ship, to get
Yeah.
everyone else and let them know that I'm alive.
Where is the ship?
I don't
Isn't it
remember
on
where
the-
the ship is.
It's
Okay,
on the
so-
northern side of the island, isn't it?
Yeah, you know that they
That
moved
was
the
a
ship.
guess.
Beatrice, you do know that they moved the ship to the northern side of the island so they could have better access to the cave system that they had found there, but you haven't
Okay.
actually been back to that site since they moved it. So you're not
Okay.
100% sure where it is. You haven't been to the ship since then.
But I knew they moved it.
You do know that it was moved.
Okay. So last time I saw the ship, they told me that they moved it to the northern side of the island.
Do you think it's possible that they could have moved it since then?
Definitely possible, but I don't know. Like, depending on what Passion's been up to, while I've been like surviving on like rabbits.
Rabbits
What's
are
Not
delicious.
sure.
what's wrong with rabbits?
When they're raw, they're really slimy.
Lots
Do
of
they,
they're slimy
ta-
when they're raw.
it tastes a lot better raw though.
Yeah, but I couldn't build a fire because it was too cold. Anyway, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm just lonely.
You've been through a lot. I
Yeah.
understand.
Mage hand comforting.
Just really lonely.
I'm just
Maybe
more questions.
I'm fine. Everything's okay.
you have questions.
I do. The Vow place had a blue flame. What was that for?
I don't know.
Do you recall the blue flame?
The blue flame.
You know that Pesham was doing something there after you discovered the bracelet and you saw that the words from there matched the words there. Pesham was doing something with the sort of fire flame ritual there, and this was like right before all of this craziness went down.
Okay, so I do know about the blue flame.
You know that he lit up the fire in the blue flame and was doing something there, and kind of like right after he was doing stuff there was when you had your spat.
Okay. So that's sort of ringing a bell. It's a bit fuzzy. We can go in the tomb, and I'll show you what happened. And the rock where I hit my head, it's probably still blood on it or something.
That was just one question. I have a few others.
Okay, you can ask more questions.
There was notably another flame at the Vow place, and I don't want to get into detail. I want to know if you know something about it.
Was the original Val place where the flame was?
Yes, where the henge that you described.
I think that was where the flame was when he was doing. That was just one
Yes,
flame.
but beyond the blue flame, was it blue first of all, and second of all, was there a second source, a little higher up, maybe?
That doesn't.
No, I
ring
think
any
you're
bells.
seeing things. Were your eyes crossed? Maybe
It's possible.
some snow got in your eye. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. What about the undead?
Oh gosh, I've just seen the wolves, but not the undead.
Okay. Say you did see an undead, but maybe you didn't recognize it because it was a flame. And maybe it was up top of a tree. Nothing? Nothing?
Oh, that
didn't-
flame.
You didn't put other skeletons on top of trees at one point, did you?
I did not.
Did anyone?
Why did you say it like that?
Sorry, I just had a shiver. Sorry about that.
Oh,
I'm fine. I just cold.
that's weird.
I'm sorry. It's the lemon.
It wasn't lemon. It was plummy.
It
It had
tasted bad. Maybe
vanilla.
my taste buds are wrong.
Yeah, they are. You're
Little further.
I mean, they're frozen a little bit.
We need
Okay.
to go in the tomb and look at
Wait,
it, just
wait,
because you
wait.
guys are asking so many questions that I can't answer. We just look at it and you'll know maybe something more than I don't know.
Well, then one final question. If we go into the tomb, which is a smart thing to do, I think. You said he was trying to break the body. And then you said the body was already frozen? Why
I'm
would you say that
confused.
if the snow came after?
Well,
And
you see,
said-
there was like all this. There was ice on the tomb.
Ah, that's important to know.
But-
that was before everything was frozen over, right?
Yes, the stormy weather, like the bad weather, all this snow and stuff that's not supposed to be here, started rolling in, a couple of weeks into our expedition.
Hmm.
It's been about 80 days total, I think. I'm no ranger. Can't count the stars, whatever they do, But like,
Stars don't tell time.
whatever. You know what I'm saying. The sun's a star, right? Something like that.
No,
Anyway.
no, the sun is the sun.
So like, the things are like, the days are rolling by. I think it's been like 80 days. But there was ice on the tomb when we first found it.
So how did you
And then the
open
whole
it to
island
get to the
froze.
body?
We broke it open. We had our little picks and stuff. We broke it open.
I
Was the
find
whole
that
team there? Sorry, go ahead.
It was
Heather.
mostly just me and Peshin.
I just wanted to say that I find the best way to count the days is by how many times your tummy rumbles. Like it's been 7 days since we got here.
So cute. Oh, that's a really good metric. Except it's been like, I don't know, like 45 days for me then.
45 tummy rumbles.
Not counting the diarrhea.
Just,
Anyway.
you
don't
don't have
count
to
that.
go into detail, but when you fought with this wizard, there was no other combatants, correct? No bodies from the tomb got involved.
Well, Saria was with me, but then I went back into the tomb to check with Peshin, and then, he was acting weird, and then we had the fight.
But there was no other third-party
No,
fighters.
are they're like zombies or something that you're seeing on this island? Like,
In my
No,
experience, you
no.
should never rule out zombies.
it's probably good, we are dealing with tombs.
Okay.
But no one that I saw.
I suppose I'm satisfied for now. I have more questions about the ship, but since we
Me
are
too.
here,
We should go back and look at it after we look at the tomb.
Let's go look in a tomb. Maybe there's treasure.
is this the only tomb you've discovered?
Treasure.
Well, Peshin, I thought he was being a bit pissy. I think he
Okay.
found something on the other
Exposition.
cave system.
Facts.
Okay, so he was, when I say pissy, I mean he's being secretive and mad about it. Like he was being weird and like
When I say he was being
neurotic and
pissy,
stuff.
I mean he was being just a happy guy doing like very specific things.
Okay. I think Radiance is gonna stand up, brush herself off, and shall we?
Wait,
I stand up.
we will send Wiggles first.
Oh, she was
You'll send what?
Groost reaches into his pocket dimension, located in his pantaloons, and pulls out a small spider.
I'm assuming it's around the back.
Oh god! And Kurata, who is again just this enormous half orc, goes scuttling backward and like trips over herself and falls backward in the snow.
I know, Wiggles is a brave fighter. You have been failed.
Keep that goddamn thing away from me.
Murata, I thought we talked about this. It's more afraid of you.
No, Wiggles
it's
isn't afraid
not.
of anything.
Well, I don't think there's anything in there, but maybe there is now. I don't know. Let's hope your little spider friend doesn't get killed.
Don't touch my spider friend. Set wiggles down.
Oh, there's no spider token. Come on.
Spoken token. I'll make one.
Giant wolf spider.
One more thing before you go. I do have my suspicions, my academic suspicions, that the body in there is Princess Equestria Abinet. But I'm not sure.
This would have been really helpful to bring up at the beginning of this story.
You know, I'm sorry. Like, my head's a bit clouded from all the like, ice and the wolf and the rabbit meat,
No.
you know?
Who's that
I
princess?
also have got a migraine. Like, I've had a migraine for a long time.
Just as
She brings up this name. Can I do a check to see if this rings a bell for me?
Make a history
All right.
check. Just as something that's super amusing to me, this conversation wouldn't have gone any other way, even if I was playing the NPC. And it's amazing.
No idea how to send me.
Oh, this is great.
All right. I received an 18.
Excellent.
Great history roll.
That is a
That's like
very
satisfying.
Princess Equestria Abinet. This is a name that you immediately recognize sort of before you even tried to like, do I know anything about this? The Abinet name is a very common name, as the Abinet family is actually the family that currently rules Asparia from the Cormelian Citadel. But beyond just the recognition of the sort of family name there, you do recall back sort of in readings of sort of not necessarily historical texts, but like historically based stories and that sort of thing, like the kind of history that like people who aren't interested in history still find interesting, like the weird stories. And Princess Equestria was rumored to have been abducted or went missing at the very least, but the suspicion was that she was kidnapped by a warring sort of a warring kingdom state. So multiple kingdom states had been in conflict for a long time. Asparia is sort of a heavily contested area with sort of ruling families kind of constantly moving back and forth politically. And this is like hundreds of years ago. It's been ruled by the Abinet family for quite some time now. But this name was sort of associated with one of the turning points of the war, like as like the last unforgivable thing that rallied the Abinet family and their allies to defeat their enemies, etc., etc. And the other part of the story that you remember was that why this was unique was that at the same time, the other side of this, the other kingdom that they were fighting, also claims that they had a member of their royal family kidnapped, and both sides blamed the other, and it sort of just threw a tremendous amount of fuel on the fire, and then the war became incredibly bloody and was over in a few short years, sort of fueled by this rage. People made irrational decisions, and that.
So given the context clues, I'm going to bring up my conspiracy theory board.
Holly, are you listening?
I love that.
She's here, yeah. She's just knitting with red yarn, and occasionally she just takes the needle and like stabs it into the wall behind her and drags it over somewhere else, and then continues knitting.
So I convey this history that I know about these two kingdoms and the people that were supposedly kidnapped. What if they weren't kidnapped and they ran away together to become lovers?
You mean
get
like
married?
elopement?
Maybe. I mean, these two kingdoms are
possible.
pissed. Why would they want to be joined? I guess or maybe they dusted this up to get away. I don't know, but that's my loose theory.
All
I
I
mean,
know is that I would have.
I'm not a historian like you, but
Oh, it's okay. You know, that's fine. You did a good job.
I'm very smart. Um,
Maybe we should go and find more clues in the tomb.
I feel conjecture is the way to go. Hold on.
Okay, I'm willing to listen.
Just infinitely. We solve this
Oh.
mentally. The problem physically will solve itself.
Wait, Wiggles, where are you going?
Hold on, let me change the title to episode 2 of X. All right.
Wiggles charges off into the.
All right. So, and Wiggles is what is Wiggles to you?
A friend, a confidant, sometimes a lover.
That's how he got his name.
Wiggles.
I don't like this.
Wiggles is a spider.
So, is it a familiar? How do you perceive?
It's a familiar.
Okay.
It's a familiar.
So you can perceive through its senses. And are you doing that now, or are you just sending Wiggles off?
Yes. Perceive.
Oh, the goblin appears to be having an episode of some sort.
Notably, as Groose perceives through Wiggles' senses, he does wiggle.
This is just how you like warg into it. All right. So the spider. I'm just gonna move your token to signify Wiggles, I guess. So Wiggles gets about halfway down to around here in the tomb, and I will scroll down, zoom out a bit, and let the people at home follow along. The journey of Wiggles. Gets to the final journey of Wiggles. Gets to about there and feels the temperature, the already cold temperature, plummet, in a way that's just sort of like reflexively, like, you know how like if you reach out and you put your hand into water and the water's too hot, you kind of like pull back. So Wiggles and gets to this point where it's just sort of almost not a gradient, but sort of a steep decline in temperature, and just sort of pulls back a bit.
Wiggles says it's very cold, like not normal cold, but like bad cold. Like,
And I don't remember that
cold.
being there in the tomb, do I?
No.
That's
Like-
weird. That's
Like there was some sort of wall of cold?
Sort of like a cold wall.
Well, I might be able to disrupt it like I did with that flame.
might work. I don't remember that being there, so I can't help you very much.
You've been a great help so far.
What? Don't lie to
Thank
people.
you. I do my best. The body in there is just.
Grist welcomes Wiggles back into the warmth of his arms.
Curata scuttles away from the spider.
I don't know nothing about Princess Equestria personally, but I know if she was alive right now, I'd hate her.
Okay,
That seems exceptionally extreme.
we'll get to that later. Let's go into the tomb, because I don't like sitting still.
Gotta wiggle.
Gotta
Gotta go.
Yeah, Grist, have you considered wiggling?
I have considered it, and I think it is unseemly.
Understood.
Fair enough. What would you all like to do?
One of the big people should go first.
I go first.
You will
One of the
block
3 big
all
people.
incoming projectiles from Groost.
Keep that spider away from me.
I will keep him in my pantaloons.
If you
Beatrice
would,
will stuff the bracelet back in her cleavage.
if you plan to move, please move square by square. For no particular reason.
Uh-huh.
All right. You both reach sort of start closing in on about where the spider was, and around where you are now, Kurata, starts to you just feel like this very, very, very steep drop in temperature.
That's weird.
All right. right. Looking around, you see that the sort of an intersection of hallways out towards the end there, you do see that there appears to be some sacks and satchels. They look to you like perhaps stored food at some point. You also see down in the lower right-hand corner on the map, there is a partially open door, sort of offshooting there. Looking at all of this, Beatrice, you do know that this is sort of this intersection, the rooms around it, is where you guys had set up base camp.
This is where I last remember, like, staying, all that kind of stuff.
Where did you find? Was it the princess's?
You can keep talking, but stop moving, please.
Was it the princess's tomb? Tom? Tim?
You know, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
You are sure as a character. They're over down this way. This is the sort of hallway that leads down into the tombs, off to the right of the map. Hirata, as you step forward, there is a pile of sort of. It looks almost like oddly sort of crystalline snow and ice, but not in a way that perhaps you've seen before. It's clear, but then has almost like little tendrils of sort of white through it, so it's almost like there's a lattice inside it.
Lettuce.
And the
salad bar.
second you kind of move within proximity of it, you just feel this kind of swirling surge of cold from it towards you. And I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
12.
All right. So you will take
enough.
half. 12 is a success, just barely. You will take half of 33 cold damage, as it's just the temperature just sort of drops so substantially by this. And you can tell this is very much localized around this sort of corner where this little ice formation is. But whatever it is, that is the source of this monumental drop in temperature.
Oh, be careful there.
Thanks.
Maybe we get rid of. Please stand aside.
Fireballs.
You're small.
Right, but Groost has very big casting animation. Groost jumps around and waves his arms and tries to firebolt this.
Could you give us an anime incantation, please?
Wiggledy wiggledy, you've been fire boogledy.
Alright, ping the square you're targeting.
Here.
So like that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so as the firebolt shoots out, and as it does, it's almost as if the fire vaporizes, as this sort of crystalline thing just forms up and immediately engulfs it, consuming these squares right here. So Karada, unfortunately, you are within the 10 feet surge of this, and I am going to need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
26.
Hops
Very
away.
nice.
Ooh, that's good.
You will take half of 22, so 11 more points of cold damage, and you are now considered restrained, as you are currently kind of caught in this. It's more crystalline than it is ice, and it has definitely seemed like it has consumed the fire effect here. And so I'll sketch out the other blocks of this right now. So this crystalline stuff has pushed forward there.
Okay, I will. You said I'm restrained, right? Do I have to make a
Yes.
check to unrestrain myself?
How would you like to do that?
Can I just like wrench myself free?
So just you trying to pull out strength-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, so no weapon attacks or anything, just So right now, to describe for you, it's like this crystalline thing has surged forward along kind of like the path. So it's not like along the ground. It's like this weird sort of arching formation path, and part of it has kind of like engulfed part of your torso and most of your nearest leg to it. So go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Just straight strength, not athletics.
Just straight strength.
14.
All right, and you surge against it, and you feel it pull and crack a little bit, but unfortunately, doesn't quite budge.
Okay.
I told her to stand aside, Wiggles, but she wouldn't listen.
Stop talking to the creepy spider. Can I use my warhammer to try to smash through some of it to the side and then?
Oh, hang on one
yes,
moment.
I just want to give everybody else a chance to sort of.
Oh,
do
hi,
things.
buddy.
Hi, Wiggles.
I am going to hand you with my mage hand over the potion of boldness, and because that's the other random one. So hey, try drinking that, and like maybe that'll help.
Okay. I down it.
Is it already boldness, or is she randomly rolling?
No, it's already boldness. I just did that for.
I mean, oh, that's good.
Tamara's
Yeah.
like, tables, charts, roll.
Yeah, I rolled it before. I mean, like, I wanted to give this to you anyway. It's your decision whether or not you use this now. But
You're being
go ahead.
Drink this. It's good for you.
Yeah. You
Frog.
you don't need to drink it now, but I was gonna give it to you anyway. So.
I'm gonna tuck it away for the moment and
Okay.
just take a swing at
All right.
the ice.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
10.
All right. You sort of awkwardly smash at it, and you do kind of chip away a little bit of this sort of crystalline form, but aren't able to get any larger purchase. And you can feel that this, whatever it is, it seems like it's almost aggressively trying to consume the heat from your body.
Great.
Maybe we should try like ice on it or something. I don't know.
Or just a physical attack too, right? Like nothing with heat or something.
I would like to move here and give a good religion check to see if this is something that might fall under the. Wait, religion. Hold on. Yes, I am trained in it, although I clearly didn't pay attention in class.
All
So,
right,
yes, I would like to.
Go ahead and roll religion for me if
What
you'd
have
like
I
to
heard about this? Helm.
discern this.
Helm. Nope, this is not from Helm.
This doesn't strike you as anything religious in nature. It doesn't seem to have affiliation or anything, so it just doesn't.
There's no holy artifact.
Yeah,
behind this.
thinking about it in that context, you're just kind of like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's not something that's religious.
And Groost,
I back up.
rack his Arcana Brace brain to see if he can get any kind of magical knowledge from.
Go ahead and roll Arcana, please.
Ice code.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm Groost. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna try to smash the ice.
Before you do, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, as we have kind of gone through a cycle here.
21.
Alcohol succeeds. You take 13 points of cold damage as...
Folks, this ice is gonna knock me unconscious.
You should get out of the ice. You don't look to be doing too well.
Tiny goblin, if you don't have
Yes?
anything productive to say, don't say anything.
I only know
Okay.
like cold
You
magic,
hear that, Wiggles?
so I can't help you. I'm sorry, unless you think the fire, like fighting fire with fire would work against ice. You know, like fighting ice with ice.
Nobody
I
has
don't
ever
know.
said that.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna take a swing of my mace at it. To the space to the side of, because I don't want to hit.
Are you trying to just hit it, or are you trying to break Karada free?
All right, so I would hit wherever I could figure out how to break Karada free.
All right.
Brace yourself.
Break Karada is what Cookie said.
Yeah.
Karada.
And what weapon are you using?
A mace.
All right, so that has a 5-foot reach.
Okay. So, should I move closer, or am I good there?
You are
Closer?
not within 5 feet of it currently.
All right. Okay.
As you move
Thank
within
Cookie.
5 feet of it, you feel the ice sort of start to move out towards you, and not engulfing you, but it just sort of swells a little bit at your very presence, and this biting cold goes out towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Will do. Oh. Sorry.
The first one
It's
is a
12.
success.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll take half of this.
Actually, I'll take half of that because I actually have my cold resistant armor
Great.
on.
So halves down to 11, and then down to 5.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Perfect.
You got the best of the rounding on both of those.
Yeah, I did.
I've got an idea.
What is your idea?
You can make your
I
attack.
can light it.
Cookie.
Thank you.
Go for it. I didn't know you were doing an attack. I thought that it was canceled. Please.
The mace does sort of strike the surface, but just kind of glances off.
Yeah.
Can I make another attack? as
Can
well?
I? Oh, sorry. Can I
Yes.
back up?
You can. Yeah, you're not
Okay.
engulfed in it in any way.
Right.
You can make your attack.
24.
24
Oh, yes.
contacts. Go ahead and roll damage.
9.
9. You're able to smash in this time, catching the brunt of it, and not just glancing off. And you put a very large crack into it. You feel that just a little bit more force behind your strike might have broken you free, but you definitely sort of connected and did damage to it. So mechanically, you're guessing you just didn't quite do enough damage.
Can I, with it weakened, can I yank myself free? Or try to yank myself free?
On your next turn. I'm sort of just going around. Everybody gets a chance to do something, and then we go back. So we've had a Radiance, a Karada. Other 3 of you have anything?
I was gonna light a torch and then throw it
Don't-
somewhere
No!
else,
No.
away from us. You
No.
know?
Well, no.
And
No.
then
Away
it would
from-
follow it. and
No,
then-
Like
no,
over
no.
here?
Well, no. Because it
What?
doesn't
No.
move. It doesn't move from its original place. It just gets bigger. You know?
Got it. Yeah. Of course I know that.
Well, of course, you're really smart.
Didn't you say you knew ice magic? That
Well, I
was
do,
kind
but
of a weird...
I said that I can
I feel.
fight
you know,
ice with ice. No one said anything. They just said
Well,
that's a dumb idea,
I didn't,
Beatrice.
I didn't say that.
We didn't say that.
You
I feel
just
like-
the
I
others.
feel like I was a bit more charitable to using that.
No, it's okay. I'm just really sensitive. Sorry.
It's okay. Groot is sensitive too.
Karada is dying. Stop bickering. I'm going
I
to cast
am.
a spell to see if
Wait.
this is a living creature. I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead to see if it has any kind of purchase.
We are bonding.
Shouldn't affect inanimate objects, as the spell clearly states it requires a creature.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and share that because I can.
Yes. I will need the wording of the spell. You point at one creature you can see within range. This is not a creature, unfortunately.
Okay. I have determined it is not a creature. And I ring
Well
my
done.
bell
Good work.
vigorously.
Ding, ding,
Just in case.
Not a creature. Not a creature detected.
In another
Bruce?
universe, Tio goes, "Told the dead."
Bruce would like to investigate this ice to see if there are any kinds of information Bruce can get from looking at the ice with his eyes.
I got nothing, Dora. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I can
All
see
right.
Groose doing this.
So looking it over, Groose, you did perceive how when you put anything warm next to it, it sort of or shot like fire at it, something incredibly warm. It caused it to basically surge forward along kind of the path of what it was, as if it wanted to devour what it was warm. So from that, you get the sense that it is feeding and thriving off consuming warmth, which is consistent from the steadily declining color of Karada's skin as it goes more and more pale, as it seems to be doing that. So, well, normally you would say, hey, like, fire melts ice. This sort of ice does not appear to be reacting that way.
It's like eating
What's
it
it?
or something.
Well, sort of. I've got nothing more to say. I've got nothing more to do, just killing time until somebody hits it again.
Yes. So there
Have a
is
sword where you can hit it.
there is
I
there
do,
is a
But I'm
the
also
fragment holding
got
Karada is
HP
very
problems.
is very cracked. It looks like any decent whack with any weapon is probably going to be enough to break off a chunk that will allow her to be free.
I will move up, knowing that, and try it again.
All right. First, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sure will. Sure will. That's a 13.
Which is a success. So half of this. So 17, then halved again to 8.
Okay. All right. I will take my hit with my mace. Jesus.
Oh, gosh.
For 1 point.
In
Yeah.
in striking it, you feel like you pull your swing a little bit, flinching at the potential cold repercussions, and though you hit it, you don't manage to get any damage through to it. It's pretty hard. Anything else, Beatrice? Anything?
Do any of you have mage hand?
I do.
Okay, so you will get my sword when I mess this up. Gross two-handed flings the sword at the ice.
All right. Go ahead and make a improvised ranged weapon attack for me.
Okay.
Unless you have some ability that lets you.
Fling swords.
I assume that's like a dexterity check.
All right. Yes, we'll just go with the straight dex. It does contact, and give me a 1d4 roll, please. There. And with that, Gru's just hucking the sword, almost falling over in the process with how hard he throws it. It does manage to clatter its way into this crack, jabbing in, and as you see the point sort of stick in there, you wait for a second, Karada, you try to pull away, and you just see this slow crack propagate out, and you are now free from the area there, and you are able to move if you would like.
Gross
Can
hops
I-
from
I
one
would
foot
like.
to the other, making grabby hands. Get sword, get sword, get sword, get sword.
I very slowly, because I'm paying more attention to Karada, but I'm very slowly reaching my mage hand out. It's very slowly coming back. And I just hold it over, like not way far over Gru's head. Gru's
Drops it
still
on Gru's.
Grab it.
Gross jumps to get it. Gross plays this game.
Yes.
Can I try to mold earth and like make a little wall between us and the?
Yes. What 5-foot section would you like to?
I was thinking just this little draw freehand. Oh my! color is very light. Let's go extra large. Yeah. I think it's just one wall.
So, with that, you're able to sort of surge up the stone there to kind of wall off that section.
All right. I walled it off.
Okay.
So we can go around it this way.
Curata, would you like some help? How are you
Yes.
feeling?
Bad.
Bad. Okay. I'm gonna pull out my alchemical supply focus to cast Healing Word
How cool.
on her. So that's 13 points.
Thanks.
Dang. While this is happening, I'm gonna stone shape another, or not stone shape, I'm gonna mold earth another wall up in front of this
Looks
other
like
section.
Caffeine has better healing properties than gods.
So true, so
So-
true.
This
Like
ice.
shaking up a 5-hour energy.
Yeah,
Does-
yeah.
Does this ice here extend up the wall, or is it just on the floor?
I mean, it is sort of, it's crystalline sort of up the wall a couple of feet and all that. It's not like the full floor to ceiling wall, but
Okay.
Do I know which way the tomb is?
yes.
assuming it's to the right, or
down,
to
yeah,
our-
it's down off the long hallway
Okay,
to the
okay.
right.
So we should probably be going
Okay.
again.
I
oh
was.
gosh.
Should I send Wiggles ahead, or should we just wander blindly into certain death?
Well, I think I know where I'm going, but all this ice wasn't here last time. So
What?
Wiggles, probably.
Okay. Groost gets Wiggles back. He wriggles his way through people's legs.
Right.
How big is this spider?
Require
No.
additional healing, please
What?
say so.
No, Groost wriggles through.
Oh, not Wiggles.
No. Wiggles wiggles. Groost wriggles. Groost puts Wiggles down, and I will now use the Groost token as Wiggles.
I love it. Okay.
And imagine like skitter up the wall into the ceiling. Wiggles is down on the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, it's sort of like, 8 foot tall ceiling. Immediately you do notice sort of down under on the floor, and the whole ground here is covered with sort of a crusted over in ice. There is a body right sort of here at the mouth of this, and it looks like a sword there, but it's frozen over in ice. Not this like crystalline type stuff that you've seen before, but just sort of normal ice. Like body has fallen, sort of looks like perhaps it was moving forward out of this area, but has fully frozen over there.
What race?
You have to probably get closer to tell. You're up on the ceiling now, and you're like looking through ice and stuff. I mean, humanoid, normal, sort of medium creature size.
What you see, Groost?
Body.
Big one?
Medium-sized creature.
Okay.
Approximately 2.5 Groosts. Wait, 1 and 2 Groosts. Maybe.
That's 3. 1 and 2 is 3.
Yes.
Is it like... It's a woman?
I
Is it a
don't know.
man?
Wiggles informs me that we'll need to get closer to check, because I don't pay Wiggles nearly enough to get close to the body.
Does Wiggles see any more of this living ice?
Wiggles reports back no living ice currently. Wiggles will continue reconnaissance mission.
Living ice is incorrect. I clearly checked if it was living.
If we're here, maybe we should experiment with. Now that I'm not in it, maybe we should experiment to see if ice against ice does work.
I'll throw a ray
Wait.
of frost over the little wall that I made.
Groost gets away from the ice. Groost cannot do
I think
so
we should. I
currently.
think we should all go
Groost
back
moves
up the hallway a little bit before.
Are
try
we
this.
about to bottleneck the hallway with ice that we can't pass?
Maybe we should just let the ice, chill by itself.
That's
Like
a good idea.
we
Attract the ray of frost.
we messed with the ice, and the ice won. So that's in Goblin culture we learn you just don't poke the bee's nest. You let the rats have the children. You just try not to start anything, you know? Just
Can we
Sure.
circle back to the rat thing?
goblins have been at wars with the rats in the caves for many years.
Every
Right.
scholar knows about it. I'm really sorry, Groose.
Don't patronize Groost.
Okay.
Just because I'm a goblin doesn't mean I don't know when you're patronizing me.
It's a
Okay.
very big word, Groost.
Yes, a big word for a big goblin.
So,
Groost.
Wiggles does see that there are sort of two openings on either side, and then the long hallway continues over to what seems to be some sort of large door at the far side of all of this, which is closed.
Wiggles says it is okay to move up currently, so come quick, you're getting lonely.
I wonder if the ice would have extinguished that flaming skeleton thing.
We could ask it to tag along on our journey back.
Oh, no, it was destroyed. You remember?
No.
And this ice is normal ice?
That is where the body is, right there.
Okay.
Wiggles
it's normal
informs me
ice.
it is
It's
non-hurty
frozen.
ice. Only, cold ice.
What is this little room that we're to the left of, or to the right of?
I will now move Groose back to the
Looking
Groose
up in
location.
this room, this is where you do recall there was some wooden furniture and such in here, and
Okay.
other spare things you brought from the ship when it started to get cold, and you threw all the scrap wood in here, and this is what you used for
Make it fire.
fires and stuff. And
Okay.
the room, there's a room that has a door. I don't know if you can see my pinging out this
I
way.
can.
The room immediately kind of below you on the map is where you set up all of the various foodstuffs, and that's kind of like where you guys had your meals. This is likely where your equipment is. It's the last place you left it. And then over on the
Okay.
far side, out this way through this door, you would know that's sort of where you all kept bedrolls and such and slept. So this sort of area around this T intersection is the base camp, essentially.
Okay. And I'm gonna walk over cautiously, but with urgency, to the body and ask, "Who is this?" I look at it. Who is it?
It does not answer, but you can make an investigation roll if you would like.
Okay.
Wow.
What
Wow,
do you
those are-
see?
Remarkable numbers. I either see nothing or everything.
Though the body is face down, the ice makes it's kind of like crystallized, so it makes it difficult to tell. The only thing you can discern is that the ears are pointed, and it looks elvish in descent.
Gosh. Is this Saria? Can I check the body a little closer?
As you sort of make that realization, the only thing that makes sense, and based on the sort of the size and stature, this is Saria's body.
Gosh.
Did you have a spat with them?
No, it was just with the wizard, Passion. Saria shouldn't have gone frozen. She knew what she was doing in the cold. She was the only one of us who knew how to build a good fire.
Well, as we could see, fire wasn't very helpful. So maybe she
Yes,
built a
that's
good
what
one and
happened,
it,
maybe?
you know.
I don't know. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
We're not the only one alive.
Maybe.
Helm can help put us at ease for knowledge. I
Love knowledge.
can enable the corpse to speak with its last.
Yes. Groose loves speaking with dead people.
I think that's a great idea.
But before we do, let me ponder the spell slightly.
How long do you need to ponder for?
But that's none of your business.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, here it is. We would get a few questions. The dead don't volunteer information. The dead
Like, what killed her?
won't volunteer. They do want if you ask them.
So we should ask.
What killed her?
Well, who
Well,
Because
it
that covers
is,
who and other things. Like wolves and zombies and ice.
it's-
And then, how long
But
ago
so-
did she die?
The only time I talked to the dead, they were very vague. So, you ask, like, what killed you? And she goes, oh, the horrors of my past. And, what horrors of your past?
well, the dead are more inclined to be, well, I suppose if you're hostile or if they knew you to be hostile, they would react even more poorly. The dead are.
Beatrice,
Yeah.
how was your relationship with the dead person?
How was my relationship with that person?
Yes.
You got along well.
I liked her a lot.
Cool.
But
So
she was
you
nice.
you
and really
can show your
pretty.
face to her, and maybe if she sees you, she'll be like, "Wow, we bonded over a long game of
Rummy.
no, it. Wow,
We played rummy on the way here.
so okay, not very exciting, but
Right.
It's a business trip.
So we've agreed that what killed whom we assume
Saria?
is Saria. Should we ask
Made 80 feet into
specifically?
today's adventure.
Should we ask specifically what killed her name? I mean.
ask what killed her,
Hmm.
where the ship is, or where Passion is,
Hmm.
I think that's a good question.
and what caused the ice to come, or the cold. What caused the cold to come? Maybe.
You get 5 questions, right?
We do.
Wow, so those are questions.
I would just say anything
Who cuts your hair?
that we should avoid or to look out for in the tombs.
I think if she knows anything about the other tomb that Peshin found.
And
Sorry, I don't know if it was a tomb, but I think it was a tomb. The cave system he found, he wouldn't tell me about it. Ask if she knows anything about that.
Beatrice, can you go like this for a minute? Like, just like plug your ears for a second?
Yeah, I can.
Ask if we can trust Beatrice.
I don't
Okay,
know.
go ahead.
She's crazy. She's going to kill me and eat me.
Well, I begin to cast Speak with the Dead. Let me display it for everybody.
You can take the fingers
Can I
out.
unplug my ears now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear this
Oh,
one anymore, like, at
And-
all. Didn't make a
Oh.
difference.
What?
I think I lost my hearing in this ear.
Okay.
What eating rabbits will do to you.
No,
I'm casting. Shh, shh, shh. It takes 10 minutes. Wait.
Do we have to be quiet for 10?
I think casting time is 1 action. The duration is 10 minutes.
That's not what I told
He's
them,
rich.
though.
Uh,
That's not what I said.
Oh.
No,
so
it's clearly over. Yeah.
yeah. So casting it as you do the spell does indeed take effect as you sort of burn the incense over the top of it, and the body kind of like twitches a little bit, and the ice above it just slowly starts to crack as the corpse sort of rolls over a little bit on its side. You can see there's still big sort of chunks and shards of ice clinging from it, and as the like sort of half fleshed over, half skeletal face, it looks like now that you're getting a look at it, it looks like something was just like scraped over the entire body, like it was just like run along a big thing of rough ice, and so half of like the skin and flesh is just completely torn off of it. So one half of the face is basically down to the bone, but all of it is clung with these big chunks of ice. As the jaw sort of opens, the pieces just fall from it.
What is your name?
Is that your first question?
It is, because we had excess questions, so I figured why not.
So, my name, Saria Gengolo.
You look awful.
No expositions. What caused your death?
Magic. Magic from the tomb.
What invoked that magic?
I do not know. Pesham, Beatrice, they will know.
I see. Where is your ship?
The promise is off the northern shore by the mountain.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's 1.
We're at 4.
Any suggestions? I have one, but I don't want to monopolize.
I want to know what Pesham found in the cave on the other side of the
Sorry, I
island.
may or may not know that. I have a better question.
If Pesham won't tell you, he probably won't tell her.
He was
'cause
like
she's-
acting weird around me though, like really weird, you know, like.
To be fair, you act weird around you.
I've been alone in the wilderness for like 20 days, and my friend is dead on the ground right there. You don't think you'd act weird too? I mean, you're a goblin, yeah, but like,
Wait, what?
these aren't
what
rats, these are wolves, you know.
We'll get to that later. That sounded like
Everybody,
some
passive investigation, please, everybody.
passive investigating.
Okay, I'm going to roll that.
18.
Yeah, if you
How
want
do
to
you
make
work
an,
that again?
an active,
Wait,
it's
oh,
10,
well,
10
no,
plus
I messed it up.
investigation.
Passive investigation?
10 plus what?
It's 10
10
plus
what?
your investigation modifier.
Oh,
Um,
17.
Oh,
17.
wait, you said
17 as well.
investigation. I'm way off. It's a 10. God dang it. I was thinking perception.
As this body has sort of sat up and broken away some of the ice, you can see that the arms are still sort of frozen in, and underneath the right hand of this, that again has basically just been scoured to the complete top of it, you do see that there is a fairly large key, sort of just still frozen into the ground in the hand, and the head is just sort of like turned and cocked up towards you. But since the body has moved, this has become revealed.
Wait, Beatrice, is that the key that you tried to take but couldn't take and he took?
Is that the key?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, that's the key.
And you
Oh,
do
you
know
had it.
that key. The key was found in, off to the left and the right here are the two tombs where the two sort of bodies were, and off down on the right side, that was the room in which you had your scuffle, your thing. That was the body.
And that's the room that I think the princess is in?
The northern one is the princess. This is
Okay.
this is the other side, the other one.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I thought that he had the key. I'm just so confused. I don't know, this migraine is awful. Like, you don't even understand. Like, it's awful. But yeah, that's the key.
So,
I don't
one
know what
last
it goes
question.
to,
I'm going
but
to
I
ask.
do remember there's a door in there, and I really think that we should open it.
Why?
Because there's probably something in there that's important, you know? Like, it's a
Just
discovery.
really quickly. So we sort of had this dead person just chilling here with us, and it seems a bit rude to have them wait. So if no one has a question, maybe Troll Man could. What's your question?
What?
What was the question you were going to ask?
I would ask who else has perished.
Seems good to me.
I don't know if I want to know.
Then you can cover your ears again.
Okay.
I suppose I officially ask. Who else has perished with this magic?
I don't know.
Why should I question? Just lose it.
Pesham. Beatrice were here. I did not see them die. The others were at the ship. He handed me the key and said, bring this to the ship. With that, the corpse sort of collapses back down. And
Who died?
Everyone. So I mean,
Nobody
That's not true at all.
that we know of.
The creature, I'm sorry, your former friend said, it didn't know.
Okay. Did she say anything else?
No, she definitely didn't volunteer that Pesham gave her that key.
He what? He what?
So, do we think that taking the key out was what got her frozen to death? Or do we think that she got frozen to death in some freak occurrence or of magicness that happened because of something else not to do with the key?
My only observation is that ice over there didn't care if we had a key or not.
That is true. Very true. But that ice wouldn't have got to here because it would be here.
What
Right.
if it's migratory? You don't know.
It's true, I don't know that.
okay. So I would like to take the key from the corpse.
all right.
I would like to back up.
Okay. Please reposition.
We see somebody fleeing and also flees.
I am
We're
going to
running
use
away.
I am going to use Mage Hand to loose it.
All right.
From them.
Unfortunately, it is frozen to the ground. So this is beyond the strength of Mage Hand. It's not. I mean, it's not like impossibly frozen, but it's gonna take some hammering and chipping away.
All right,
and
I will
prying
do
and
that.
all
I'll use my dagger and start to
All right.
chip away at it.
Takes a minute or so to break enough ice to get it free, and with that, you slide out. You have a key. It's fairly large. Looks fairly ornate. Cold to the touch, as it is, frozen in ice, but not
Yeah.
unnaturally so.
All right. Before we move forward, would it be all right if I take a minute and ritually cast Detect Magic, so that way we can be a little more aware of what's happening on our way in?
That's not gonna tell you much.
Well, it will tell her if there's magic.
Can I hold that key?
Wait,
No.
Detect magic is a ritual?
But I was
It
the one
is?
in the investigation, and Pesham wouldn't give it to me.
Am I not a ritual caster?
Yeah, but here. All right. Can I talk straight with you, sister?
Yeah.
I just met you.
I just met you, and I've been here for a long time,
I
like
don't-
80 days.
Mm.
Bruce turns to Greta. He's getting pretty tense.
I don't want to go into spat territory because I don't know what's going to happen. So we're not going to spat, but I
Okay.
need you to trust me to hold this, okay?
Okay.
And you're not going to try and force it from me, right? Because we're a team.
Right. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Did you try to take it from Pesham?
I mean, he was withholding information, which is a #1 cardinal rule that you don't do when you're on research together. You know that, right?
Yeah.
He
yeah,
was trying
absolutely.
to just
Casey can confirm.
you don't do that to colleagues.
I just
You
I'm
don't?
so
Yeah, I
great-
did try to take the key from him, and that's because I really needed it
For what?
Or
to find out what it went to. There's a door somewhere, probably. There's a door in there.
there's lots of doors in the world, and yet generally I don't physically fight people over trying to open them.
There's a door in here that we need to open.
Why?
Oh, I don't know if we need to now.
We need to get there.
Why?
We need to know what's behind the door. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
Look, lady, we pull you out of the ice. We carry you around for a while. Now you're
Research, you need to
complaining about
see-
some headache, and
need to see
you're
my
irrationally
degree?
insisting on.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the door.
Well, to be honest with you,
They sent you here specifically for the door? That seems like a weird thing to do.
So naturally, I came here because there was an investigation of the history of this island, what was going on, all that kind of thing.
Okay,
I'm here.
so-
There's a key. Peshin won't give it to me. Now I have the key, and we
I'll-
found
I'll-
a door.
I'll
So I want
pick
to
up,
open the door.
I'll pick
Finish my
up the
research.
goblin and put it at eye level. He's trying to say something.
I know.
Sorry. What were you saying?
Well, so, thank you, by the way.
There you go.
So, you know, even if we hadn't found Beatrice, we would have wanted to open the door, right? So, her insistence to open the door makes us a bit skeezy to open the door. But we should open the door anyway. We should just be careful. We can't just not do it because she wants us to do it, because that's sort of like, you know.
Like you would naturally want to open it, right? You're mercenaries. Like you do that kind of thing all
We're
the
not
time. You see a chest, you go, "Oh
mercenaries.
man, it's a
I'm
chest,"
getting
and you
paid.
open it, even if it's a mimic.
Oh.
You know, like
Well,
you do it
look,
anyway.
I think
That's
we
what you
need
do,
to
it's in the
take a moment
contract.
to calm down. You're
Sorry,
getting
it's
goose
just
on edge.
really shaking me up looking at.
I
like,
understand.
area.
Wiggles is communicating to me that things are getting a bit tense. Let's just chill the fuck out.
Okay.
It's a poor choice of words.
All right, so I'm
You
gonna
are correct.
cast detect magic. Or it completed. I look at the key.
Key is non-magical.
I look at Beatrice.
I
Beatrice
told you you wouldn't
is
find anything.
non-magical except for her dagger.
It's just ice. I could do ice magic. Remember? It's kind of ironic.
Is it ironic?
Yeah, like
Don't you think?
I really
I'm
do
Okay.
stuck in a wasteland made of ice.
Alright.
And I
Too
found an ice
ironic.
dagger with ice magic.
Really do think.
And this ice right here on this corpse wasn't that living magic because it would have attacked me
Correct.
already.
When you
Okay.
turn around to see that sort of crystalline ice that you guys were imperiled by before, that is profoundly magic. Like,
Okay.
it is blinding to look at. Like, it is solid magic, essentially.
I break down my goggles. Okay.
The, like, predator heads-up display
I
comes
love
on.
that. How cool.
So, are we ready
I-
to move?
Oh, actually, and just for some flavor, sorry. When I did cast detect magic, I think I did bring my goggles down, and I took some like salve and stuff like that, and like put it on there, and kind of
That's
like
so
adjusted
cool.
and did some lenses and
So,
whatnot.
so when you looked at the ice, you brought down your second pair of goggles?
I'm rewinding my RP, okay?
No!
All right. So I'm gonna walk forward. As I walk forward, you know, am I seeing anything?
Looking down, let's see, what's your... let me check your vision here. You see all the way towards the end of the door glows brightly.
Okay. Am I getting a sense for what type of magic it might be?
Abjuration.
Abjuration. And this is the door with the key hole, correct?
You see that there is sort of a circular carved pattern of something, but you have to get closer in order to like see what it is. But from where you are, it just looks like a very big, heavy metal door that
Okay.
spans
Is
like, the end of the
this
hallway.
the door here, or is it further down?
It's all the way at the end of the hall. This
All
is
the way
just
at
sort of like a set of pillars.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this is just continuous wall sort of in the middle here. It looks like there's rooms,
Okay.
but there's...
Wish I had that spell.
So,
Alright. So
did you communicate the abjuration thing?
yes, yeah. It looks like an abjuration on that door down there. And as I continue, I'm going to continue to look for that blinding, magic ice, too.
You do not see any more in the hallways.
Okay.
Caution, caution. If I were trying to defend a place, I wouldn't use just one sort of trap.
We could send Wiggles. Do we want to go in the tombs? Do we want to go to the door? Any preferences?
These doorways are too thin for normal furbolgs.
Wouldn't be worth looking at the tombs.
Because there's like a princess in there, right? So, you
The
know,
tomb on the left is the princess.
We can
Okay.
find the diary, definitely.
yes. Wiggles will go.
Kirata throws herself backwards away from the spider.
He is a friendly spider. Relax.
There's no such thing.
There is such thing.
Actually, there is not such a thing. I don't think.
What
spiders
does Wiggles
consider
see?
Friends much.
All right, entering into this room, sort of various steps up here so that the back of the room is a good 10, 15 feet higher on the stairs as shown. For columns nice ornately go. And on the top level of this room, far back, you see ice frozen around what looks to be a body. Not a skeletal corpse, but a body that looks like it's been frozen in ice in a suspended way. It is the body of a very attractive woman. Looks to be fairly young, dressed in fine clothing, and then on sort of the two sides there and there looks to be two other sort of slightly raised off the ground, perhaps at some point were pools of water, but are currently pools of ice. But they are very, very clear.
So, could I just take a general like look around to see if there's anything that looks trap based?
Yeah.
Just to get a clear.
Give me an investigation roll.
Investigatione.
Case the joint for that.
Not great.
Nothing looks trapped or out of the ordinary.
Wiggles reports there is a body, a bit of frozen water, also known as ice, and no traps.
Princess is in there.
Well, let's go have a look. After you.
I'm not
After-
going in there.
After me. Groose goes in because no one will move.
I will go in because my detect magic is still up. Do I see anything?
Yes. The body, the figure, and the ice around it does glow brightly, as do the two pools on sort of either side. The body is glowing of necromancy, the other two of illusion.
Was it reminiscent of the living ice that we saw?
No, very much different.
All right.
More. I don't recall if you detect. Did you detect magic on the fire before? Somebody did.
Tara did.
I didn't detect magic on the fire.
You just.
Oh, you
I just-
dispelled.
I just dispelled.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
The coloring of the magic aura matches the coloring of the flame that was out there.
Okay. Looking, is there any other text or anything that I can see on the walls here? Similar to the stones or...
Looking around on the sort of, angled in back wall behind this is that same vow phrase written again across the entirety of that. With this bond, I do proclaim to share my warmth with you in prosperity and peace from now until our love runs cold.
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
She ran away with someone and they either betrayed her or they died or something. And they made a crazy bond vow. Like that's intense. Thank you.
So what if somebody so is there another body in the other room? There's two bodies, right? Two bodies? So one is like her and one is him or her and her, I don't judge, Goblin Culture's open.
The lover. The other lover.
That. And so they were dead here already. maybe, I don't know. But there was no ice. So something happened after to cause the ice. Because the words wouldn't just like appear, the words had to be there before, probably. So what if there's like an artifact that means a lot to the both of them? You know, some bond thing, token, trinket, and someone took that and they were like, grr, cold. And then cold. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which body was the wizard trying to destroy?
Oh, did the body get destroyed?
Well, notably, our friend won't come in this room for suspicious reasons.
I shout back out into the hallway. Beatrice, which body was the wizard trying to destroy?
The other one in the other room.
Okay.
Did it?
Gruce will send Wiggles out to check the other room to see if there's a body.
Did you mention the necromancy, by the way? Radiance?
I would have, yes. Sorry. I would have mentioned the necromancy, the illusion, the text again on the, the vow on the scrolls. Radiance is not necessarily withholding.
Well,
so.
I wonder how necromancy she is.
So Wiggles going down into the lower of these chambers here. The chamber is identical.
Wait, am I alone? Whoa, hey, no.
Identical in size and shape.
Gruce is there with you. Wiggles just got sent down,
Okay.
which is this.
Oh, okay. I'd stick out then. Stick it out.
So Wiggles, you do see room is identical, similar to pools, and there's a body again in the back there in a similar positioning, but you can see that it looks like a lot of where the other one, the ice had only, it seemed, been perturbed down sort of just right around where the left hand was, and looked like it was removed very carefully. The ice on this one, the whole front of it, all of the ice has been shattered and sort of has exposed the skin of the person here is like frosted over, so it still appears frozen, but there's no like ice clinging to it, but it's all shattered down along the front of it, like something aggressively tried to break through it.
So Groost has another Groost theory. Okay. So what if they were encapsulated in ice, right? Which means that they are preserved for good. Theoretically, if the ice stays. But somebody broke the ice, which means they are now thawing, which means that soon they will decompose and rot away. And if they rot away, they're no longer got that bond because one of them isn't, all pristine and nice. So, in some crazy magical vengeance, everything else is getting frozen. Just,
Yeah, it could be vengeance against their families for disturbing them and for not letting them have their love.
Well, I don't think it's quite that. I think it's vengeance because, like, they smashed the eye. I think it's just vengeance against, you fucked with our love shit, dog.
You're right. I guess what I'm saying is maybe that's why they created this, because they were mad at their families. Not the reason why it happened right now. I do want to go into this. I see Beatrice going into the other tomb. I'm gonna follow her.
Beatrice is looking around the corner with her hand on the wall, like she's supporting herself a little, and it's in a fist.
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just feeling a bit woozy. It's the frostbite.
Yeah.
Everything.
Can I, girl to girl, can we talk for a minute?
Yes, I'm on my period, but it's fine. Like, is it that obvious? Like,
no.
Gruce turns like really slowly, looks at Karada. Oh.
You guys aren't there though. You didn't hear.
We're in a small enclosed stone like chamber.
You're
not
over here. I'm across the hall.
You're not whispering shit. Everything is echoing. We can hear everything.
Beatrice is not quiet as a person.
Beatrice.
We don't hear Radiance. We just hear Beatrice.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And then Groost and I just exchange a look.
Hey, you know what? I'm not ashamed of natural, menstrual cycles. It's fine. You shouldn't be either. It's just what our bodies do.
Yeah.
Let's not. You're being a little weird. I mean, and not the kind that like, oh, these people, wonderful people just saved my life a little weird. Like, there's a lot of baggage happening right now. What's going on with the fist?
There's a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
Shire baggage.
There's a lot that happened here.
Yeah. I feel like you feel way more connected to this story than you're letting on.
I don't know.
Try.
The only thing I'm sure about is that I need that key. And I think there's something on the ship that I need to get on the Promise. But I don't know what it is exactly.
Okay.
But I need it. I think it'll make my
Whoa.
headache go away. Like, I need it like a drug bad. I've never done drugs, but like, if I had done a drug, it would feel like this. I would
Okay.
need it that bad.
Can we
hear this
can we
thing?
pull back academically? Scholar to scholar.
Yeah.
Do you recognize how buck wild that sounds?
It is a little wild.
Yeah, it's a little wild, right?
Yeah,
It's a little wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, something bad? Like more than
Maybe.
rabbits?
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
a parasite?
you know,
Like a worm or something?
I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
I don't want to have a parasite. Do you have a cleric or something? Can I like...
Yeah, we do. We do.
The thing that will help me is if you get that key to me.
No, sweetie, that's the parasite talking. There's a parasite in you. And that's what's talking to me.
Can we break character? Gosh.
So here's the thing.
You guys doing okay over there?
I support your life. Hey, we should move on. This is a weird situation.
We heard it all.
Is that necromancy in there too on the body?
Yeah, what did I see in there?
It's all necromancy.
All the
Beatrice.
the two again,
Make me
illusion
laugh.
from the still pools, necromancy from the body. The only difference that you notice in the room is the writing on the back wall.
What? Oh, how is that different?
It says something different.
Oh,
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah, I
read the
wanna
writing
know.
on the wall.
It says, "Wherever you go, whatever
There you
you
are.
do,
Oh.
I will be right here waiting for you."
Richard Marx. Seriously, that's what it says?
It 100% says that.
I love it. Okay. All right.
Does anybody have the ability to repair the ice that this is shattered on this person?
It would be nice.
What about you, ice casty person? That's you, Beatrice.
You're right.
Yes.
I think while Beatrice is distracted doing this, I do want to pull Tara over and to talk to him. And I go, "There's if we can ever pull off any restorative things to her, that would be a great idea because I think there's like a psychic parasite or maybe a parasite, could be a very large vindictive tapeworm. I'm not sure, but there's something happening there that I don't trust."
I thought you said there was no magic involved.
Not that I can, see.
Oh, as far as physical
Can't see a
medicines go, I
tapeworm.
don't know if I could, Ipecac? I don't know what it would be.
I don't know.
I'm a Helmite, okay? I know about Helm, not so much the others. I'm not a trained healer. There are those that are dedicated to that. Not so much in the
Step
Helm,
beyond the veil.
but,
Okay.
That room there
If it-
isn't actually on the map. It's just past. to
Okay,
the-
I just accidentally phased
Yeah.
through the wall.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
gosh.
Come back.
So if you just like think and pray on it at any point today or tomorrow, you think of any way to restore her to her natural.
I have some restorative magics, healings as well, but those all come from Helm. If she's afflicted by some things, this may help. Does it help with parasites? Let me think
Gosh,
about
I
it.
mean,
wish.
I'm using parasite as a metaphor. You know, I think there's something in her brain telling her what to do.
Well,
Be cool though.
specifically,
Patches.
this is to help those afflicted with blindness, for example, or poison, maybe paralysis.
Not tapeworms.
Certainly not
You're
worms.
not here.
It echoes.
Small
speaking
stone room
of-
once again.
Of not here though, Beatrice is transfixed
If there's
by the body.
a curse, you would have
Is
seen
she
it.
like moving towards it?
Oh.
No, I think she just got up next to it and is like looking at it.
Groose
And
wants
then
to.
I think she would cast Ray of Frost to cover up the parts that have been broken.
Very carefully, you are able to go and sort of not cast it in like full bore blast, but are able to just sort of freeze over the parts.
Like a reverse creme brulee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with these pools of water?
Looking down into them, there's this very faint sort of dancing, kind of almost like cyanish colored light energy inside them. Almost as if like if you're like in like a tropical waters or something, you see the sun shine down through, and you can see that little like sort of wavy design in there. But with no, doesn't look like it's coming from light. It looks like it's coming from the inside of the pool.
And it's
They just
just
look
it's
nice.
frozen over.
Yeah, it's frozen over. But notably, the clarity in most of the pool is almost sort of like glass-like, rather than, you know, frosted and broken. It's very
Do you think they're pretty? I'm talking to you, Kirata.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Do you think they're pretty?
It's ice.
I like him too.
Right. Okay, let's. And then I come over and I put my hands on Beatrice's shoulder and I steer her away from the body.
Just pull her away.
She's like, that's
Okay.
enough for that.
So, time to continue on, I think, because it's pretty weird in here.
I bring Beatrice with me.
You just scoop the shoulder scoops her straight.
Wiggles skitters onwards.
Right.
How big is Wiggles?
Quite small. Wiggles is a small player.
Is he like that big? Or like,
Yeah, something like that.
okay.
All right.
I'm in house spider.
Wiggles
But it's
sees
daddy
openings.
long raider, so it's really just all legs.
Wiggles goes to.
The openings on either side, that's just a solid wall. It's just because the map had more rooms that I'm not using. So
Understood.
it's all
Wiggles
solid
continues
wall.
onwards, unfazed.
The door isn't here.
Wiggles would like to stay a couple of feet
When
away
is
from the
the door not a
All right.
door?
The door, so there is a very large door at the end of the hall here, and Wiggles, getting close for the very first time, sees fairly large, sort of circular embossment, carving almost on this metallic door. The carving itself seems to be made of the same stone that the rest of this tomb is made of, and then just sort of inset on the magical door. It is embossed ring around, and then in the sort of the center of it is a carving of sort of two hands coming down, clasped. There's a keyhole in the top of this periphery ring, and then below where the two hands are clasped, there are two sort of indented concentric circles. And then the last thing you notice is that up in the top left-hand corner, it appears that part of this outer circle has been sort of smashed and broken away. And if all of that is too much for you guys to remember, there you go.
Ooh,
I love illustrations.
it's so pretty.
Okay? Question: does one hand look more masculine than the other?
Indeed. It looks like a hand of a man and the hand of a woman.
Is the
broken-
smashed one
Yeah.
the hand of the man?
It is.
Of course. So, it seems like whatever you do to the people happens to the door, or vice versa. Because man hand smashed, man ice smashed.
Notably, the second body figure that you found is a woman. I didn't give you a physical description, but I can go back and do that now. It is a woman
Awkward.
with much shorter hair, wearing. Whereas the princess was wearing a dress, this one's dressed much more conservatively, wearing still sort of a long robe, dressed very much looking more like a caster or a mage or something. The sleeves in the robe draped down a bit. There was some jewelry. Notably, nothing worn around the neck, so it looked like whatever had been broken in had removed whatever was potentially worn around her neck. Female, also human, but notably not a man.
Okay. Does anybody have ability to mend stone?
Mending, you say?
I don't.
Mending, I do say. Do you have?
I can mend small patches of broken things.
Perhaps it would be good. You could mend this stone.
Perhaps we'll try, but before we do, is there anything beyond that little breach? Some small hidden something? Here,
Wiggles
here.
would like to try and peek into the. Oh wait, sorry. Where do you mean?
I was about to lift you up to take a look, but if you're sending Wiggles, that's fine.
Wiggles would like to look in the hole.
In the keyhole?
No, in the smash hole.
Oh, the smash hole.
Or even the keyhole, either one.
Okay. So
There's a big dagger.
Crawling
Trap.
up, looking in, the smash portion of the hole inside very quickly becomes much less fragmented and sort of almost geometrically, in sort of like a prismatic fashion, goes down to a single point.
There doesn't seem to be any immediate danger. So we go up close. You mend the door. We put the key
I
in the
will
hole.
cast
We do the
mending to
ping.
see if it works.
Please link mending. All right. Casting mending over this, though you would normally expect mending to be quite capable of, patching something over like a small divot in the chunk in the stone, like a chunk out of it or something. It sort of like reflects back at you the way it does when you try to cast this on something that is not broken. You get the sense that this is exactly how this is supposed to be.
Oh.
It didn't work.
Maybe we just try and open the door?
Yes, just open it. It doesn't need to be whole. Just open it.
Need you to
The whole is not important.
Need you to ease up, Turbo, okay?
You don't understand.
To
You have to open that door.
Come sit with Groost. Take a moment to relax while they nice and calmly
No.
open the door. Yes.
I've waited for 20 days.
Okay, well, so what's one more day?
The number is
Actually,
inconsistent. You said other. What?
Kirata, do you mind just sitting with Beatrice for a minute? On Beatrice?
I put a very heavily armored hand on Beatrice's shoulder, and I pull her back, and then I just push her down until she sits down.
I do that with
He
my
sits
cat. It's really
miserably.
fun. Watch it. Nobody can see, but I did that.
Tara, would you like to open the door with me?
Sure.
Be by my next, just in case something.
Wait, you're a mage hand. You could do it from far away with mage hand too, if you are concerned.
I could, but I would like someone up next to me if I'm doing mage hand from
Right. so
10
that
feet
we
away or
both
whatnot.
go. Excellent. I understand.
Hirata,
So-
as they approach the door, you feel Beatrice like resist mightily to try and stand up against you.
I keep her sitting down.
She can't get up.
No rolls are required.
Before I do this, I am going to cast guidance on myself and then do Mage Hand.
All right.
Just in preventative preparation of what might happen.
Stand back up. There we go, puss.
Okay, so going to use Mage Hand to put the key in the keyhole from 10 feet away, standing next to Tear.
All right. The key fits into the keyhole.
Turn the key.
Key turns.
Is there no door handle?
There is no door handle.
We only see one.
Wait, so the
part
rest
of the
of
door.
you see the very center of the door. The rest of the door is this same sort of aged, pockmarked metal with scratches and such on it, kind of lightly coated with ice. This is the only feature on the door itself.
So, looking around the frame of the door
Press the button.
with an investigation intent, is there a way to see, does this door slide left or right? Does this door push
Give me an
inwards,
investigation,
pull outwards? Let's take a look. 24.
Getting
Dang.
sort of up close in there with a very good investigation roll, you see no evidence of the fact that this door moves in any direction. You can find no evidence of hinges or anything of the like. For all you know, though it
Does
looks
it
like a
need a
door,
handle?
it could be a wall. It doesn't have any door-like qualities other than it's different than the rest of all of the walls.
Bruce wants to poke a finger at the hole. Not the hole, the circle. The middle of the circle. The circle and the circle.
Alright, you go and your tiny little finger goes into the center of the circle. Nothing happens.
Tear or
Not the
Bruce,
button.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Would one of you hold my hand while I turn the key with my actual hand?
Ooh. Good idea.
Okay, so Tear, can you stand to the left of me?
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
Focus
and
to the right. Here I
will
am.
hold his hand and turn the key.
Alright. As you join hands and reach out and turn the key to the side, you feel the clicking of some sort of thing that locks it sideways. And we'll take our break right there.
Oh!
Thank God, I gotta pee.
Cool.
All right,
So,
cat.
Wow.
5 minutes, and we will
Exit, cat. Go.
we will see what we will see.
The cat won't let me go. Nobody can see.
Made it
You
further
on
into the
5.
tube.
Go, go, go. Go right here. Jump there.
Welcome back. We're
All the
doing
other
stuff.
games need to be canceled if that's true.
So, as we resume our story, the party has attempted to open
It just went up.
the door.
Refreshing reverted it for me. I think it's a bug.
So, as you put the key into the hole,
Aw.
holding hands together, the key clicks as if it's sort of clicking itself into place. Nothing happens.
Well, it was worth a try. Your hand is warm.
You need the
I
other thing.
appreciated that.
Thank you very much. I suppose I have a
We
question.
need to go to the
cold.
promised.
What?
We don't have everything we need to open the door.
So, what do we need?
The missing part of the dark crystal, the door thing.
Where do we find the door missing piece?
My guess would be that it's probably circular in shape.
Beatrice.
Oh.
No,
Not a
actually
circle.
concentric
Yeah.
into a crystal.
Give me your bracelet.
Oh, the bracelet.
I mean, please,
Yeah.
can I
That's
have
a
your
good
bracelet?
idea. Yes, of course. Pulls it out of her cleavage.
That's also warm. Any kind of warm is good right now. Does it match up with? Sorry, just whatever. Does does this bracelet match up with the door thing?
What are you doing? I need you to be more specific on that.
Oh, does it match up with the concentric circles?
Holding it up to the lower concentric circles there, the larger of them is exactly a perfect fit for the bracelet as you sort of compare the size of it.
Does it? So would it fit into it?
Would you like to
I
try
take
to put? Would you like to try to put it in?
Hang on. I want to take the key out.
Okay. Key has been
Put the-
removed.
Put the bracelet in.
As you move the bracelet close enough, it's almost as if there's like sort of like a magnetic force, and it just sort of sits perfectly in there.
Okay. Am I able to take it out again?
It's a little bit difficult. Again, like if you're pulling against a magnet or something, as if it doesn't want to come out of the door, but you are able to remove it. Yes.
Okay.
So usually when there's some kind of artifact like this where there's like a hole for something, there's typically something to fill it.
Yeah,
How it is in history.
I just figured that out.
So like we're missing something, I think, because there's still a hole.
So the other hole, is it
Oh.
is it ring sized, like
So-
a ring
Before
finger?
before we do anything, why don't we just try the key again to check, to cross off that doesn't work.
With the bracelet in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's going to because we don't got anything. But you're right. We
Right,
should
but-
empirically check it. You're very
Yes.
smart. You're very
I
smart.
am very smart.
You are. You are. I'm
Thank you.
surrounded by such smart people. I'm so excited. Yes. All right. Put the bracelet in. Put the key in.
All right.
I'm gonna take Tara's hand just because I like the symbolism of this, and turn the key again.
It's
Again,
limp this time.
The key clicks just as before, but nothing happens.
Okay. All right.
Thing we need is
Remind
on
me, what
the
kind of
promise.
school is abjuration again?
Protective,
Protective.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I see you're pointing out that maybe we don't want to open this because there's something in there, but I think we're missing a piece here to open this door, so we can't do it right now anyway.
Actually, that wasn't my point. Helm is a god
No.
of protection, so I dare say this is a sentry of some sort.
It's
Beatrice.
good to open the
Beatrice.
door.
Beatrice.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
did you get the bracelet from?
Please tell the truth.
Princess.
The princess.
You took it off for her?
But wait, wasn't
Isn't
the
she
princess
completely
encased in
cased?
ice?
Not her hand, though.
Oh, so wait.
It was an artifact. I had to look at it. I'm sorry.
Groose races back into the other room,
Goodbye forever, Groost.
Necklace.
and looks at the other person. Jewelry.
They
Amy.
look as described, fully gone over in ice. However, you do notice, you do recall back that the front sort of area was smashed. Radiance, as part of this key, there is a chain that sort of comes off of it, that as if it could be worn around your neck.
Oh, so this was likely putting pieces together, likely around the frozen mage's neck.
Pudding.
Beatrice, you do know that the key is from.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You were there when it was removed,
Okay.
and that was like the scuffle.
Oh,
Right.
you could have told me
when I
that
hit my
before I
head, it,
did
like,
my. I have small legs.
give
When
a
I
little
run,
wiggle.
it uses a lot of energy.
I'm sorry.
So, the chain with the key, does that fit? Maybe.
The
Well,
chain with the
it's the
key
same. The
was
key is the same key
definitely-
that you've been using.
Yeah, I recognize that key. That's the key that Passion wouldn't give me.
Okay, so there's nothing more there.
I'm telling
Probably.
you, we need to go to the ship. It has something. I know. I know in my soul.
Okay.
I'm sure. we
Didn't you
need
say
something
you
on the
hadn't
ship.
seen the ship since it was repositioned?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I can't have a feeling, like an urge or something, like
Well,
like a hunch.
I didn't deny that you could have feelings.
You're
What I'm saying is
allowed.
that all it is a hunch. Yes.
But
Or is it
like-
more than that?
Do you think so based on the stories that we heard, like I remember the story of the princess, but it was also very vague about the other person from the other family that ran it that was also kidnapped, correct? So we don't know the gender or type of person that was.
It was the son of the other family, so it would have been.
Oh, it was a son.
It would have been a prince.
Prince. Okay, sorry. I think okay.
Yeah, it was the prince.
It was the Dread Pirate Robert. What?
All right. That doesn't necessarily mean that was who she was in love with. We just know that other person was kidnapped at the same time. We don't know that they ran away together.
They were definitely in love.
I don't know though. That woman in the other tomb, she was wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. So the prince was not there.
She didn't use any pronouns in that.
But
There's a reason. I know it. I know. Just know.
no, what?
I just know. I just know these things. I'm really good at romance. That's why I studied history, That's why I like history. It's full
Are
of
you-
romance.
Time out. Are you the princess?
No! I'd never be like her.
Like what?
Like her, like the way she is,
She's
like how
dead.
is that?
But she's just standing there all.
Again, really can't overemphasize that she's dead and frozen.
She's not dead.
And loving
She
it.
looks
She's
pretty dead.
suspended in animation.
What if we just wake them up?
It's necromantic.
What's the worst thing that could happen,
You put
right?
the necro in Mantic?
Yeah, you're getting it now. They can wake up. You get that, right? They can totally just wake up.
Okay.
We need that to happen.
Okay.
Right.
Because they can tell us about what's going on,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
If it's necromantic, they're not really dead.
I was under the impression that that's not always how necromancy works. Usually it's that something is very dead, and then you puppet it around.
Well, no, isn't isn't reviving somebody necromancy too?
It is. It is.
Speaking
Yeah.
with them was necromancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
again, the common denominator here is that the people involved are very dead.
Well,
Sometimes.
raising the dead is necromancy.
you can be dead-like.
So I've heard. I don't do it.
You could be
A little
corpse-esque.
Yeah. Adjacent.
Yes. Okay, so
But I'm
here's
saying,
here-
like, wouldn't you want to know what they had to say? Like, I would.
Not
I
really.
feel like you know.
Well, I wouldn't be asking all those questions if I knew what was going to happen if they woke up, right? I would just do it.
Oh,
I would know I wouldn't do anything. Maybe I'd just be dead. Maybe I'd be eaten by the wolves or dead to a tapeworm or something.
like a parasite.
Anyway, so my conclusion is that we need to go get that other thing that will open that door. And I think that it's on the promise.
I actually think that you are correct.
Thank you.
Because, yeah. I mean, you're buck wild right now, but
It's the migraine. Like, it really is just like...
Yeah, it's grates on you. It's real bad. It's real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it really does.
So I do think we need that other circle. And I think there might be some other things we find on our way. I am going to hold on to these two things, though. Okay?
Just promise that you're going to open that door.
I promise I will.
You almost did it.
We are definitely going to open the door because that's probably why we're here in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, what was down the other hallway? More bodies?
What is down the other hallway?
It's where they camped and stuff, right? Or are you talking about?
Is it down straight
No,
from where we are,
there
or
was
down and to a left?
There was
To the west.
This is where
the
they camped.
crossroads where we started.
Yeah, if you go down there is you guys haven't been there yet. Over in this top section, that's just walled off. There is a little gap in the map, but that's just because
Waldorf,
I used
nice.
that's walled off. And there is another room over here, and then a room here, and that, according to Beatrice, is one where they had their sort of sleeping quarters, and then where they prepared meals and all of that is the other room.
And which room again did you have your falling out, if you will?
The one there with the mage.
I see. I'm gonna go into that room.
Alright.
Cast my racial detect magic.
Be careful. I don't know what's in there.
You just what?
I don't know if there's anything in there, like a dead body. I didn't know that Saria was dead in here. I'm sorry. Gosh. Clerics too, man.
And I'm going to cast the detect magic, which is my racial ability. I will link it, of course, but I think we all know what it does. I can use it once per short or long rest. Probably long
So just
rest.
regular detect magic, right?
It is. Once a short rest. Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm going to click that resource. Going to make sure that there's any evidence or magical, like, oh, look, there's a rune or a wall of plastic or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to look around for fight scene evidence.
So, detect magic, the first things that come up for you, for the most obvious, are the body sort of at the back, necromancy magic. The two pools off to either side have very strong illusion magic. Give me an investigation roll for the rest of it.
As I'm quite the investigator at +0.
Are you a knowledge cleric?
I'm a helm.
Can I give advantage for this? As I'm.
If you would like, yes.
I would like to.
No, don't step there. That's not going to help me. Look, it might help me. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, actually. That's a good point.
Trust Gust. It is my helping spot.
All right. Yeah. So looking around, from a magical perspective, as you get down to like the details and get used to sort of the way all of the different magical auras are set up in the room, so it's not just like the blindingly obvious things. You do see that throughout all of the stone itself, there is a very faint aura of abjuration. And you also notice that in many places, many of the motifs feature concentric circles throughout the construction of this. you don't get the sense of any sort of like residue from a magical struggle or anything like that. There is sort of out in the hallway, looking finely at it, there is sort of like I hate to use the word residuum, but there is a sort of leftover bit of
Guys, things are about to get nuts.
Yeah, because they're pretty tame right now. Yeah, but there is, from sort of how the hallway is substantially more frozen out than the rest of these other side rooms. There is a strong sort of leftover remainder of evocation throughout there, as if that was some effect that happened that does not persist in here. But in the room, there are only the two pools and the thing.
What, Beatrice?
Yeah.
What was Peshin's specialty? Why was he along?
Give me just a moment to remember. This is Michaela talking.
Stop mumbling. Beatrice, hello?
He was just like the cult wizard from the
He was a
Chameleon
cult
Citadel.
wizard?
No, the cult wizard. Like, he was just like
What cult?
wizard.
Court.
General wizard. I don't know. Like, all purpose?
Like flour.
Oh, so he was plug and play. I see.
Yes, he just like did his own thing, you know, like magic stuff. I can do it too. I just like, he's just, you know.
I don't. That's why I asked.
Give me an intelligence roll, please, Beatrice.
Yes. Please. Gosh, I have not looked at her intelligence modifier. I've probably been playing. Yep.
That's a save. That'll be fine.
Thank you. Check my intelligence modifier.
I can do the math.
Okay.
So you do the one extra fact you do recall about Pesham is not necessarily his specialty, but his sort of his pedigree and his employ outside of this endeavor, which I believe you have notes on. That sort of sticks out to you as a relevant, potentially, bit of information, although you're not sure how.
Yeah,
So-
he was like, he was the wizard in residence of the Chameleon Citadel, but, you know.
I don't, really, I don't.
Wait, did you say that the Chameleon Citadel was
Cormelian.
words? Was that Asparia?
Yes.
And how long ago did this story with the princess happen?
According to the people who have known it, about 200 years or so. In fact, almost exactly 200 years to this day.
That's ominous.
That's how I roll.
And we don't know what race Peshin is.
Pesham is human. I just forgot. To
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, there's
I was
We're
wondering
enjoying not knowing, Casey. Come on!
Yeah.
So it's unlikely that he's
there's
a
enough
200.
unknowns that I don't want you to fixate on something that's just a clerical error.
Too bad. That's what we're going to do.
Thank you, Casey.
You already are, so I want to eliminate it.
Okay. So my theory of him being involved because he was alive then, it does not hold water. Never mind.
I mean, you live in a world of magic, so you do not know. But you do know that the princess is of a family that currently sits in
So
power in the Cormelian
reasonable.
Citadel.
It's reasonable that they could have sent him.
Or the dissenting party could have sent him to ruin this.
And do we know what the heraldry is of the?
Make a history check.
It's an iceberg.
It's just ice.
History.
And I mean, if you're sort of inquiring this amongst the group, Beatrice can also aid if you would like, as
I'll mention it out loud.
she is a resident historian.
I am a resident historian. Well, I don't know, like, it's this horribly gaudy, just mix of colors and feathers and circles, concentric circles everywhere, like.
Yes.
Like this tomb.
The hair. Oh.
With advantage
What?
and sort of standing over, like recalling the way the princess was dressed and all of that, it is very reminiscent of the colorings. There's greens, there's purples, blacks, decorated with things that look almost like eyes. Very flowing, feathery in some places.
And this, I pull out the dagger that I pulled off the skeleton. Is this? Do your magic eyes see anything here?
Oh, me?
It
I see a
is-
peacock.
It is non-magical, but does have a peacock sort of as part of the design on the.
It's really
base
poorly
of the
made.
dagger.
It's clearly only for show.
Yes, it's a horribly gaudy crest.
Time out. Why do you not like that so much?
I just
You
think
see-
it's a terrible design.
But why?
Yeah, but why?
I mean, look at it, like.
Seems fine to me. It's a bird.
It's a plane. Oh, no, it's a bird.
I hate it.
Hang on. Beatrice, where are you from?
Where am I from, Casey?
Wherever you would like to be from, in the world that you've never played in.
From the east.
Just
Why don't you say Eridor?
Nazrael. She's from Nazrael.
Okay. You don't like this princess very much, do you?
No, I hate her. Yeah.
Seems like a really strong opinion to have on a dead woman.
I just, like, I just look at her and I, like, know that I wouldn't like it. Like,
There's just something about her face.
yeah, she's got that, you know, like,
It's frozen like that. You know
look
that,
to
right?
her. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
clever.
Yep. Did you
well.
hate her before you came on this trip?
No, like, I mean, I've never met her before. Like, I just knew about her in the legend.
Yeah, did you? But like when you read the legend, did you like hate her in the legend?
No, but, like, you know, seeing is different from hearing. Like, I saw her and I was like, ooh,
Okay, yeah, you're possessed. Okay, let's
by the taper.
Well, I don't know if it's quite as simple as possessed, because if you were possessed, you wouldn't say, well, I didn't like her before this trip, because you'd be like, well, before this trip, I was still me, because I'm possessing her. So I'd hated her before, and I hate her now. So
What are you
she's
talking
been-
about?
Well, so you've been influenced by something. You never got past that door. You never left. After the scuffle scrap thing, when did you start to hate her? At what point?
I don't know. Like, I've always hated her since I got here. Like, since I saw her, you know.
Since you saw her.
Yeah.
So have you left?
No, I've
Did
been
you-
in the
wait.
woods with the
Wait.
rabbits. Remember?
Shut
yes.
it, Grumpy. Okay. So, you know when you hit your head.
I think.
Okay. So
I've been
you hate-
acting weird since then. Like, I don't know if I
Did you-
got a
did you
concussion
hate
or
her?
something.
Did you hate her before you hit your head? I understand if
It's all
perhaps you want
fuzzy
the,
before that. I don't know.
perhaps if
Okay.
you want the higher
don't
power
know.
to tell you, but
all right.
Okay.
I
You know what?
propose we move on.
please, there's something about caves that aren't my cave that, puts me,
I think we should go find that ship.
Do you need anything from this supply place you mentioned?
Well,
you need.
I'd like
you
a change of clothes because I've been wearing this for 20 days.
You need more rations.
Yeah, I need more rations.
No. Rations.
Rations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rations.
No, rations.
Rations.
Rations, yeah.
Rations.
Let's do it.
It's weird that we don't get anywhere. So you rations.
Rations.
So
What about rats?
it is easy enough to
Police,
kind of
watcher.
sneak kind of out around by the corner of this, and if you keep close to the wall, you are able to find your way into the room there.
Okay.
And you do see Beatrice in here over in the corner. You see a collection of sort of the rest of your stuff, tools, excavation supplies, that sort of thing, like shovels and small picks and that kind of stuff, tools of the trade. Also, you do see your journal, your sort of notes and everything is out on the table. As you recall, that sort of you were tidying things up when you last did that. But looking around, seems like most of the food in this room is just frozen over. There's supplies from the ship. It looks like there was a stash of sort of bottles of wine and stuff here that have since fallen over. There's makeshift sort of fire place in the sort of southern corner of the room. Again, very cold. And then in the center of the room, a table with several chairs around it.
I don't know if I get to it faster, but can I grab that book?
Depends on whether is Beatrice going to try to take her notes or try to stop this in any way.
My first thought that would be that I would be going to look for notes over tools, because I don't need the tools.
All right. Well, then we have ourselves a good old-fashioned
Scuffle.
getting off thing. This is going to be let's just both of you roll initiative. Whoever rolls higher will be able to get there first.
Okay.
21.
That's amazing.
I see a 9 first.
Yeah, I see a
Oh,
9
shit.
as well.
Oh no.
It's a 9. I'm sorry.
9.
9.
I only clicked once.
So in your seeing.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
I can't add it to initiative. Never mind. Keep going.
All right. So you sort of see them, and then it pops in your head, and then you start going for it. But Beatrice has already kind of moved past you, and she sort of scoops up the book. Not clamoring in there, but that's the first thing that she goes to in the room, where you're still surveying the room, sort of taking it all in.
Sorry. Privileged information.
Do you... I find that in my scientific inquiry, it is best to share information with the team. I think there might be some clues in there that maybe you've overlooked. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah. You can look at it. My head's been really fuzzy, so maybe if I, get a second opinion, it'd be okay.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I have peer
She'll hand
reviewed
them over.
research. Okay. I take the journal
Alright.
and I'm reading it.
The first thing you notice, it's not like a personal diary, right? It's sort of like a log, essentially.
Academic, yeah.
You do notice that there are sections of it that are written in what you can only imagine to be
Rob.
some form of shorthand that is somewhat readable, but also a little bit unintelligible. It's sort of like a cross between a shorthand form of writing and just like an academic scribbling. But there is some of it, some of it is more intelligible. To sort of narrow this down, there's probably 50 to 100 pages of notes here. What sorts of things are you looking for? And the notes seem chronologically based.
Okay.
So the beginning of this journal is arrived at the place.
Right. I think that I'm looking for the point that Beatrice starts talking about the princess negatively, of when she also kind of when the style of her writing begins to change and kind of unravel, right? Is there a precipitating event in that? So when I see like her shorthand and stuff like happen, what's happening right before or right around that? So I think it's those two things. Um,
Right.
I'm going to focus on that right now.
I need an investigation roll, please.
Okay.
Oh!
Now,
Why was
really
this
good.
page earmarked?
29. All right.
yeah.
So,
What?
going through, you actually, with incredible roll,
That's so
you-
satisfying.
you start to sort of see, you're like, oh, I kind of, like, you start to actually be able to, like, decipher the pattern of how the shorthand is done and how things are, like, notated and labeled, like, oh, this has the same mark, so this must be the same note that goes against this, and allows you to actually go through it pretty quickly.
Can I also help you by reading my shorthand out to you?
And it's not like a different language, it's just sort of written minimalistically to be efficient. So going through, the beginnings of it seem fairly, as you would expect, notes on the cave, the tomb itself, and all of this, and suspicions that the identity of the princess was whom you've already learned in there. And sort of that happens over the first month of being here. And there's a note about 4 weeks in, about a month, that in the explorations of the island, not done by Beatrice, but done by other members of the team, they found a cave system to the north and decided to move the ship at that time to allow for better access there. About a week later, after visiting the cave, a team of Arsek, Velgus, and Peshin went to investigate there, and at that point there is a note that Peshin seemed increasingly nervous and began warning of the dangers of overstaying their welcome on the island itself. And it was at that point that she was told by other members of the party that he had sent a message back on behalf of their expedition that they had found something valuable, and they were going to secure it and make preparations to return at once. It was at that point when the weather began to deteriorate, not rapidly, but becoming sort of, as your original tasking letter said, stormier and cold, and more uncharacteristic of the regions. You also get in there a little bit more of sort of a personal note from Beatrice herself, expressing frustration with this, that she wants more time to work in the tomb and feels like everything's here, just a matter of needing to unravel it, and that there's no way this weather is going to persist, and it shouldn't be something that drives them away from the island. But also that in doing all of this, she suspects that Peshin and maybe some of the others in the party know something and are withholding information from her. Conditions continue to deteriorate, and seems like the time is starting to run out as the weather is worsening and ice is starting to form around the island, etc. And there's some deliberation back and forth as to whether or not due process should be skipped to see if they can uncover new things. And Beatrice seems to decide of her own volition that she is willing to start to break into the ice that encases these bodies and attempt to retrieve the bracelet, which she could see, and discovers the words which you discover, and also discovers that they match, those words match what you found on the other side of the lake. Upon bringing this to the rest of the expedition, they collaborate. Pesham vehemently argues against remaining, but the rest of them say, in light of this new information, that they'll stay for an extra week. And with that, Pesham reluctantly goes and investigates this site, does something with the sort of fire ritual thing there, and upon sort of seeing it across the way, lit up and going, that Beatrice suspects something even further. As that happens, she sees lights over there of same sort of nature that you saw before. And immediately after that, Pesham returns to the tomb, and that's when there's this sort of crescendo to this scuffle. And prior to that, the last notes there are that after he does whatever he does over by those stones, that the decision is reached to leave immediately, and that Velgus, Sydney, and Arsec head to return to the ship to make ready, and that Saria, Pesham, and Beatrice are to go to the tomb and pack up. And then filling in sort of, that's where that was the last entry in it, and then so filling in with what Beatrice sort of has told you immediately after sort of that entry was written was when Pesham goes in and attempts to smash the other body, finds the key, and then that's where Beatrice's account stops.
Yeah, and it was all just happening really fast. Pesham just snapped.
So I'm not getting any of any of this stuff that she's talking about, the princess and not liking her and finding peacocks to be ugly and things like that. None of that in this journal.
There are observations of those things written in here, but there's not a lot of, there's no sort of personal side notes on any of that sort of thing.
Okay. So
see, I'm really actually smart. I just feel like I can't think, I wrote that shorthand and I can't remember basic stuff about my my studies and stuff, and it's just
I would hate that.
Yeah, I think it's the concussion.
Okay. So we should go north.
I think we should go find Elvis and all of them. I think that is the best option.
As the snow ceased to fall when we arrived on the island, the snow was just very lightly falling, and then became much, much worse at night. We also arrived very late in the day. Would it be smarter to stay here where it is at the fire, not near that thing, but yeah, where it's a little warmer, less out there?
From surviving out, you do know that the weather does get worse at night, and there are some days that are not totally without wintry weather, but they are more clear than that. And also, the various monsters and creatures of the island come out at night.
I think it's... I don't know.
Just let you know, it's very late at this point. We've recovered you just after nightfall and had our harrowing adventure across the lake. Dried off for maybe an hour or two. You finally thawed out yourself. And we've been doing this since, so maybe in the morning?
Thank you. It's just that I'm reluctant to wait any longer because I've waited so long already,
Well, you're not waiting alone.
Okay. I can't build a fire.
Have
Oh,
a fire.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, we want to make sure we don't build a fire. We should keep watch because that living ice stuff liked fire, and if we create a little
that's
more
right,
warmth in
yeah.
here,
Well,
we can still make the fire. I just think we need to keep a lookout.
I can try to like mend stone or something like over the door so it can't sense it.
can you then breach it later, or is it just going to be
That's
another
right.
barrier?
Like that would probably like smoke us out, wouldn't it? Never mind.
No,
We can go in the front of the. Let's go in the front.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So we're not boxing ourselves in.
Yes, the fumes might make us a little, like crazy.
That would be new.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else before you take a long rest? Make preparations there. Not hearing,
I killed Cookie.
Yeah.
not hearing any objections. So, you managed to
We should keep watch.
finding.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I just I want to look at my my elixir thing real quick because if I can make anything,
Do you have NyQuil or?
sorry. I basically want to use a spell slot or two to make 2 elixirs, but I don't know how long they last. So I just want to look that up. So if they last past.
All right. Well, you can sort that out. And we can retroact.
Yeah.
If you could do it before, we can retroactively figure it out.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. So you all are able to long rest, recovering your various things. Watches go by as you would expect quietly. The howling winds die down more towards the morning, and there is some diffuse light that kind of peeks through the fog. You never see direct sunlight, but there is even a little bit of an increase in temperature of the outside. And over the course of the night, you do see that it appears that the ice that extended in the living ice down there, has receded back to its original confines.
I think that Beaters doesn't sleep. I think she just sits and watches the door.
Fair enough.
Sorry, not the door. Towards the door.
I do think that Nope. Oh, would anybody benefit from a little thing of light on them?
We have a fire.
Okay, I just didn't know.
I also have light cantrip I've been using a lot.
I also have the
I
light
sort
cantrip.
of... Goblins like the dark. Sort
No,
of.
you're wrong for doing so. Light is good.
Okay.
So, with the new day upon you, perhaps your last full day here, as the rendezvous now is in 36 hours or so from now. You're probably going to get a full day and then a rest, and then it's the afternoon of that next day. Is when your rendezvous with such return give you a short window to re-go. However, that's not necessarily your only way of leaving the island, but that's when the arrangement was there, and the captain of the ship that brought you here seemed not super eager to hang around. So, you have many mysteries. In the tomb, you've found bodies with magical pools beside them. You've found a door with some sort of locking mechanism on it. What would you like to do?
Just as a bookkeeping thing, I'm doing my Blessing of the Forge again and blessing my Warhammer to maintain its magicalness.
It's forginess.
Its forginess. We should go to
That's
the ship.
really cool.
Thanks. She's just as she does this too, like she has like a holy symbol that's kind of like she keeps like kind of tucked away underneath her armor. It's the only time she's like brought it out, and like it just kind of sits with the warhammer across her lap, and then the runes on her bracers start like kind of glowing blue, and then it like fuses out like across the surface of the warhammer, so the whole thing is just like glowing blue in her lap, and she's just like bathed in this blue glow, and she has her eyes closed and does not open them as she talks to you.
Oh.
That's really cool.
Yeah, as she does this, and I don't know if she's ever seen me do it, but I'm taking notes every time.
She is very aware that this is happening.
Yeah, I make because I've been traveling with her for a while, but I have started to keep a log to see if, and the ceremony is probably the same every single time, but she doesn't care. She just wants to know.
Can I ask what your runes mean?
Fire.
Firelight.
Cloud.
Oh,
Like
you
fire.
mean
They do
fire.
things.
Oh.
I think what my friend is trying to say is that she's harnessed the strength of the giants to make her mighty.
That's really cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna make my 2 random infusions for the day, starting out the day, or random elixirs. That's what that table. Sorry. So this is the table, and I'm gonna roll 2d6.
So, flying speed for 10 minutes,
And boldness.
Boldness again.
So the boldness potion I gave you, Kurata, has disappeared. Basically, it's evaporated from the bottle. So I replace it though, and I give you this other one.
What kind of shimmery is this?
Yeah, so I give you the boldness again. And like flight. Wow, I haven't had this one in a while. Shake it up a little bit. Put it in my my bandolier.
Oh my gosh.
All right. What would you all like to do?
Go to the ship. Like,
We head north.
yeah, like, as soon as we
North.
can.
Like now.
Now. Like,
All right.
right now.
Let's go.
You make your way out, heading over to the north, making your way sort of around the edge of the lake. It's much easier to kind of do so with some light, not in the middle of a blizzard. You do see remnants of the previous night. There are several downed trees along various points of the sides of the river. There is some cracking, or not the river, the lake. There's some cracking in in various spots where you all can see there's just disturbances in the nice, smooth, frosted over areas of the lake, but it does appear that those areas that have that you did fall through previously have frozen over again. And it takes about an hour or two to make your way out along the edge of the lake, sort of around, hiking up into sort of this rocky area. It's slow going, it's slippery. There's numerous points where you have to kind of like use some climbing gear, have ropes, help each other along. It's treacherous and slippery at some points. There are areas that it is very steep that goes down into the frigid sort of ocean water below. And then finally, you manage to crest around so that you gain sight of the northern kind of face, the northern side of the island itself. And looking out, you see this sea of moving ice out, and you can hear that the waves do crash in, not with sort of velocity or anything, but do swell, and on them all of this churn of ice sort of floats up and washes against the shore. And then you look out and you see, it looks like from the top of this mountainous area, there's been almost like an avalanche or so that just comes down. There's this big, massive, looks almost like a glacier in certain points, filled with rocks and everything that just comes out, extending out from the island. And at the very tip of it, your heart sinks as you see a mangled, frozen wreckage of a ship out in the far reaches. Beatrice, there's enough of it to recognize that this is indeed the Promise, but it looks like whatever this is, Avalanche Glacier, has come up and almost extended out into the ocean and engulfed where the shipwreck itself now is, as if something reached out from the island and grabbed the ship.
Oh gosh. No! And she's gonna run. Start running. Just running towards the ship.
Can I catch her
I don't know,
before she
Daniel?
gets too far? Just like by the hood.
Yeah, you can run out, and it is a treacherous hike, sort of down there, but you can sort of slow her roll, as the case may be.
Only we had a rodeo barbarian lasso.
Oh
Initiative? What are you doing?
no! I thought you told me to run initiative. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I guess I imagined that.
No.
I guess I'm just so determined to get to the ship that I thought we were rolling initiative.
No need for initiative. It
Okay.
is well
Don't
within...
fight me, bros.
Karada's very much capable of catching you and
Of
holding
canceling initiative.
of holding you. Yes. So she seems very much eager to go down there. It does look like you can kind of just make your way down the side of where this glacial landslide avalanche has come, and reasonably easily hike your way out there if you would like.
Gosh, I think they're all dead. All of them. Except for Passion.
Well, we don't know that for sure, right?
But like the ship and the glacier, and like they're all in the water, and like.
Well,
Doesn't
know,
one a
but-
water breather?
well, it is cold, but well,
Well,
we
there's
all
fish
fell in the water.
cold.
We survived, so
All
I
kinds
think-
of fish that like cold.
I think it's very possible that people are fine and you're just worrying over nothing. I'm sure
Hope you're
nothing
right.
bad has happened to any of them, and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, look,
Yes.
bodies.
The skeletons are just decorative.
None of that. Don't bring down the cheer. Yeah, I'm watching you.
Tra-la-la.
Who are you talking to, Ben?
Radiance.
I was pooping on the brain.
Oh,
mean-
gotcha.
Radiance.
Cookie, your mic is really low. Is there a way to turn it up?
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I also
Oh,
live
okay.
I also live in a small house with people sleeping upstairs.
Oh, gotcha,
so I'm
you're
trying
good.
not to be really loud. Yeah.
No worries.
It's a bit loud,
Alright.
Cookie.
So, do you think you can mending that, Tirgoom,
But mending what?
the ship?
No, mending is restricted by small little breaks. No more than, say, 1/3 of you.
Of course. One third Groost. I understand these measurements.
So, no.
Casey, did we
Okay.
get the sense that what we're on right now is more snowpack versus the ice that we were on before? Like the white here.
The white on there is snow on top of ice. Just looking at this from afar, it is coming down. It does get thinner going out, and there are parts in this that you can kind of see down in. It's thicker than what perhaps you experienced last night. Does that mean it's not possible to go through? You don't really know. There are several sort of holes in it in various places, but
Okay.
it does look, you do see debris and such that's sort of frozen into it. So you get the sense where last night the ice was maybe like 10 centimeters thick or something. This is perhaps closer to half a meter in places, which is
Okay.
more than enough to, support an average person and such.
All right. So in that case, I want to go down and inspect these bodies and the trunk and stuff like that that's around it.
All right. Give me an investigation roll.
That would be a 10. Not my best.
Now open the trunk.
All right. One thing you do notice is that the two sort of pieces of debris, trunks and stuff here, they do look like they have been sort of covered over in snow to some extent. They're both open and they're both empty.
Okay.
Did you find anything?
Snow.
Just snow?
There is
yeah.
there is a body sort of back behind there that you notice, medium creature size.
Match a description that I had on the manifest or on the list of the crew.
Looking over, at first, no, you do sort of dust them off. And then you do see several sections on kind of the arms and the legs where there are extra little bones that kind of come out and almost look sort of like fish fin-like bone structure. And there is a little bit of evidence of sort of scaly flesh left. Again, the bodies aren't completely down to skeletons, but it does look like, something took a rough icy blast over it and just sort of removed a lot of the extra soft bits.
Okay, so this looks like it could be a Triton. Okay. Continuing to this one.
All right.
Who might that look like?
It is definitely of shorter and more stout stature.
So Arsec, the dwarf. Okay.
That's them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, sweetie.
Do they have anything on them?
What are you looking for on them?
Like anything on their fingers or something?
Like a ring?
Yeah, like
Are you
a
looking
ring.
for? Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna.
thought you were looking for their fingers. Ugh.
Do they have anything on their... Yeah, it's just some flesh. Yeah.
I long for flesh.
We haven't eaten anything but bunnies.
I do want to look at their hands for rings, but also around their neck to see if maybe they had a. I want to look at their body for a ring, so maybe chip away at it.
Yeah, you don't, with a 10, you don't find rings or anything. I mean, there's no rings on, you can just see that there's no rings on their fingers or anything like that.
Can I go down to the ship and keep looking?
Certainly try.
Okay.
We're not fishing you back out of the ice again.
You know how
I won't
bloodhounds
fall
can
in the
find
ice.
stuff? Maybe we let her be the bloodhound to find it.
You can't just will yourself into being a bloodhound. Druids spend years and years.
She's
do.
going to skid out on the ice with what looks almost like reckless abandon.
For the record, I don't think that this is a good idea. Karada says, not
Alright.
moving.
Looking down, you can see the ship is kind of turned on its side, and you can look down into the ice and sort of see translucently down below. I mean, the Promise was not a huge ship by any means, but was large enough. Traveled fairly light, and a lot of the supplies on it had already been, taken off and brought up to the base camp. And then so you do see now, moving down in closer, there are various spots in the ice that have things, debris frozen into them, and such. Containers
broke
and
their
things.
promise.
I'm gonna keep going around through this crack.
Alright.
Going.
What if it's a giant mimic?
Well, I won't touch it then. I'm not a mercenary.
I'm not saying this to you across the 50 or 60. Hey, watch out for
Holding
mimics!
flat out here.
Yeah. And
Sound travels.
you do see that there is sort of sea ice and some flotsam in here as
no
well.
Jetsam.
The flipped over sort of longboat from there is frozen in here, and you also, looking down, do see a body sort of in and amongst the ice there.
Is it Sydney?
Hard to tell from here.
Okay, I'm gonna ray of
Sydney,
frost.
is that you?
And try to make my way across the flotsam with a little path of ice.
So you are able to kind of like freeze over the top of some of it, but you get the sense that it's like
Not
it's
stable.
like wafer thin, right? Like you can crust over the top for a moment,
Okay.
but the water is moving a little bit, and so like everything kind of like rises and falls, and it's just not enough. There are some pieces there that kind of seem.
Oh, it's really too bad you didn't have a potion of flight.
That would have been so good.
No, I can fly.
There's like a chest over here, but I can't get to
Think
it.
about it every night and day.
I might try to swim though, and she like clearly makes
No,
some-
no.
But I can get there. Like
No, you can't.
You guys are 90 feet away from each other too. Remember, so.
I'm screaming.
I can project.
I also think we're watching her struggle to be like, should I go? And I think we need to go down there.
If I fall in the ice again.
Do you
I'm blaming
remember
all of
when we
you.
collectively all went on the last body of ice?
Yeah.
I wish to remain away from the ice.
I can see it right there. Like I'm so close. I'll
You
just
must-
go. Like
Okay. What if I went down, y'all? I've got my potion of flight.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
just saying that things did not go well for me last time.
Oh, I know. All right. So
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it.
Do you have
I-
a rope or something tied to the
Please.
ship?
yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Please wait.
We will wait.
This girl is urgently getting to this chest.
Beatrice, I'm sorry. Cookie can't yell.
It's okay.
Radiance is yelling to you. Please stop. All right. The pathway you took was through. Oh, hang on.
You're going back and forth. What?
Yeah, sorry.
Is it this way?
I didn't want to go through the ice hole. All right.
Oh, you fargan ice hole.
All right. When I get here, this is when I'm going to drink my potion of flight.
Okay.
All right.
Can't reach. She's like on the ground with her belly like reaching.
Okay.
Right
So
there,
I
right
am
there.
going to actually back here. I'm going to
You stop liking it.
see if I can anchor my rope to a piece of the ship.
Yeah, it's easy enough to kind of like climb up and tie it onto a railing or something.
Okay.
Like that.
So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get here.
Like I don't want you to die. Like you let me do it.
Oh, no,
Oh,
you're not going to
oh, oh.
die. I push up and I fly. And
That's what I wanted.
oh, do you not want me to fly?
Well, no, I was trying to draw your little tether. But I,
Okay. It's all good.
no, you're good.
All right.
That was funny.
Yeah. I am going to fly like 5 feet above, like face down, like looking at what's in the
It's just like
body.
twirling. You have no control.
Horizontal, like levitating.
I do have control over this one. And like flying over to see like, what's down there, and then also to this chest right here
All
to
right.
investigate this.
Give me an investigation roll for the flotsam there.
Okay. I'm gonna do my genius and thing
I'm
and
just gonna
add
be a genius. Hold
5. Yeah, I'm just gonna be a genius. My flash of genius. This. So I'm gonna add 5 to that roll.
Fair enough. So, looking down at it, at first, you don't see much. I mean, it's a collection of debris. It's all clearly from the ship there. You do see the body as it kind of just slowly undulates in the moving sea ice. And then you're kind of like, well, and you reach down and you kind of have the idea to flip it over. And you do notice that does appear to be a human male, But one of the things you see is right in the center of its chest, when you flip it over, is a scorch mark. And the bones are kind of blackened and it's caved in, like it was struck by something that very much was not icy cold in nature, something more fire-based, perhaps.
Did Pesham use a lot of fire?
Did he?
You guys didn't really have any like combat situations, so you don't know.
I don't know.
You're pretty sure he probably is capable of it. I mean, he was a reasonably high-level wizard, so.
He was like a general
Like
wizard. He
third.
did a lot of stuff. I don't
General
know.
wizard.
Like,
You do you happen to use fire?
no, I can only do ice. I wouldn't have
Okay.
killed him. Like,
Okay, I'm just saying there's a scorch mark there.
The skeletons were on fire.
That's
Oh,
very
I'm
true.
not there.
You're not.
Do you think they're talking about skeletons?
It seems likely. There's been a lot of skeletons.
Oh my-
Statistically
oh my
speaking, we've seen more
family.
skeletons than we've seen anything else.
Mm.
Any rings?
One
Not on
ring.
the body.
On
It's
the
a
body.
little-
Okay. I'm gonna float over to this trunk
All right.
and search the trunk.
All right. It is frozen into the ice, and as you sort of reach out, you do see that the piece of ice it's on is probably large enough to support. But if something were to stand on it, it might be a little bit
Yeah,
tippy.
I'm gonna continue to do it from
Yeah.
flying.
that's cool.
But it is frozen down in, so you're not going to be able to open it until you find some way to get it a little
Yep.
bit more broken out of the ice.
Can I use prestidigitation to warm some of the material to melt away the ice?
Give me a prestidigitation.
Absolutely, I will. I could chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of
That's cool.
living material for 1 hour.
All right. I will say that you can continue to do this, but it's going to take probably a couple of hours to fully free it.
Okay.
Because this is like ice melting to the like sort of the warmth of the sun, not like holding a fire to it.
Sure.
right?
Sure.
I can
In
like
that
throw
ca-
you a torch or something.
Hang on. In that case, is it possible? So is this iceberg it's moving on? Can I push it?
You do. It doesn't look like connected to anything. It's pretty massive, but it does sort of move and bob. It is somewhat kind of iced in with the rest of it, but you're guessing maybe it could move.
Could I move it closer to either? All right, I've got 10 minutes on this fly spell, right?
Ah,
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe fly it closer over here so that way I can work on it from the shelf of the ice.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to, push it as I'm flying 10 feet as
That's
my
cool.
movement.
Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Sure.
I cast tugboat.
Oh, sorry.
Is it sort of like, because flying doesn't
Uh,
necessarily make you all powerful.
Yep. I
So
know,
so
yeah.
it's like in the ass. It's just like if you were walking and trying to pull something along. Same thing. Same amount of effort as you're flying.
I'm also going to add 5 to this
All right.
to at least make it a little stronger.
Yeah. So going sort of tugging at it, you are able to rock it and get it to move a little bit, sliding, but you're not able to, cause any large translation of this with that. You think it's possible, but it's just a little bit too massive for you to do.
Okay. Then, as a last ditch, to take my mage hand to grab the end of the rope that's tethered to the boat and
Yep.
tie it around the trunk. So maybe I can get some of my stronger friends to pull it closer.
All right. Easy enough.
Okay.
You are able. There is like a sort of handle on the side. You can tie it into that, and this does look like a very strong metal reinforced box. Beatrice, this looks like the place that you would have all put something of value before going.
I'm going to make my way back before I sink.
I'm glad you made it back.
Thanks. And I throw up my mage hand to do the come here to my party.
Stepping out onto this ice, does it feel like the kind of questionable ice on the lake, or does it feel thicker than that?
Make a nature check for me.
I will do this.
Wise
No.
man watches others.
Feels solid.
I will carefully begin to make my way out.
Can I come that way?
You all get the sense, or those of you who've traveled, the ice is fine if you're sort of slow going. If you tried to like run on it, it would probably be a little bit slippery. You might risk falling, but moving normally, you're able to, go. Passive perceptions, Beatrice and Radiance, please.
15.
Um,
14. Not 15. 14.
Lies.
I'm sorry.
13.
12.
Beatrice, you
Look.
do.
I'm looking.
You do notice that the sea ice seems to be like gathering up and forming here more so than
Can you point again?
previously. Sort of right adjacent to where
You're
going.
on the wrong layer.
Yeah, right here.
That doesn't
Oh.
bode well for the party, buddy.
That's not good. The ice is kind of like
Release the kraken.
acting weird again. I'm
Okay.
gonna step back. I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna grab this rope. The rope. You said the rope is tied to the chest.
Yes, and
I will
the
try
chest
to-
frozen into the little glacial chunk.
I will
And
try to
help
yank it
you
closer.
pull.
All right.
I will guidance myself, and then
All right, you can make a strength check. I will say not at disadvantage as Beatrice tries to help you, but otherwise it would
I have
likely
a
be.
negative 1 to strength.
She's like pushing the rope towards you.
Oh gosh. You're
why
taking
is it at disadvantage?
It's not. That was a joke.
I was
Okay.
just making it.
How
Beatrice
funny.
is tiny and not useful at strength.
Yeah.
But she's trying.
He's about the size of a
It's
rabbit.
just straight strength, not athletics.
Correct.
Plus 1d4 from guidance.
This is fascinating.
17.
All right.
Sweet.
So with a 17, you definitely first the whole thing kind of like rotates a bit, and then you're able to pull on it. It sort of bumps into a lot of the other debris there, kind of displacing things, and very slowly over the period of a few minutes, you are able to, push some of this other stuff out, start breaking through the ice there, and
Crushing Sydney in the process.
Yeah, Sydney's body does get kind of like pushed underneath everything in the process, so hopefully you didn't need that for anything. And you are able to move it sort of within 5 feet of the other part of this. As it abuts up to the side of this sort of glacial ice tongue that's come out in all of it, you do, the other two of you who are there watching, this ice that has formed slowly begins to sort of rise up next to you, and you can see that from that form, at first it looks like just sort of like pieces that are conjoining together, but as you're trying to convince yourself that that's all it is, it begins to take a much more unified form, and you do see... Yes.
Just for the record, I never try to convince myself that. Kirana's hand is already going for the war hammer.
Yeah. And you do see rising up out this sort of slurry of ice and water that just sort of comes up
And
into
Sydney!
a little bits of Sydney in there, rising up out there for all of you, and
Oh, that thing's on the rise.
Who's this concerned?
Thanks, Grist.
Thank you, Chris.
and I need all of you to roll initiative. You're all on it. Great. All on it
Beatrice
already.
is just not looking at it. She's looking at the chest.
She's just sort of like, I do not see it.
Oh, wow. Gruth is on it.
All right.
He's got the wiggles.
Got the wiggle on.
Me.
Now that sounds like a condition. You have the wiggles.
I have the wiggles.
It's like, I'm sorry, sir.
I know this is deep water, and if you come up too fast, you get your wiggles.
Kayla and I just have got one brain here tonight.
All right. Bruce, you kind of see this happening. You're like, yep, this is happening.
Wait,
This ice seems to be a little more alive.
Boost was. Is any of the other ice like reacting the same way, or is it just?
Looking around. What's your passive?
11.
Nope. I'll look safe.
Boost must. Well, going on ice.
You
Going on
guys
ice.
didn't roll very well, Jesus.
No.
Bad. Boost cast zoom. Boost will cast zoom.
All right.
There's no way I should be above Karada.
Oh, you did cast Zoom.
Should switch that around.
All
Not
right.
that it matters much.
Zoom has been cast. Just waiting for your host to welcome you to the meeting.
Beth said, "Let me in."
All right. Feel free.
And Bruce is gonna go to the edge of the ice and then hesitate there,
That's
and
no.
that will be it. Well, yeah, but this is ice.
All right.
That's no bad.
Gradients.
I'm fast. I fastly stop.
He doesn't like ice. He keeps falling in.
I have. See if you think of something.
Yep. I'm totally prepared for this.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know how Beatrice is gonna make it out of this.
Water elementals are no joke.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna get a tattoo
Is
that across
elemental?
my butt cheeks.
I hate how there's
I know
Melf's
too.
acid arrow and then acid arrow. Like there's no.
Well, they're the same thing, right? It's the
I know, it's-
SRD
it's-
versus.
It's just annoying. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna back
Which one,
up
are you using the
here,
copyrighted one or the?
and then I'm gonna use. I'll try Melf's acid arrow.
Copyright.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to use that. I'm sorry.
All right.
I was just trying to read it.
Using
20
my. I do want to use my focus, my artificer.
So that just adds the damage. There.
A chemical, yes. Focus.
So that adds 2d4.
It did it right there.
Okay,
So
so-
it's it adds an additional 5.
I don't know the other. Yeah, there's a lot of
sorry.
weird numbers going on there. So that's
Yeah.
so 22 definitely hits this as the arrow goes in. You impact in. It sort of is absorbed into the slurry. You see the poison kind of like diffuse out a little bit as if it's not
Acid.
or acid. Yes, because it's acid arrow. You see the acid diffuse in a little bit into the water. Seemingly not quite as effective as you would hope. But still doing damage nonetheless.
None the more.
And that is what, 12?
Yeah, and then at the end of its turn, it takes at the end of its next turn,
It takes another 2d4.
2d4.
And there's no saves or anything it has to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
I think that I'm going to continue my movement to move back here. Yeah, that's maybe just one more. Okay. And then I'm done.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Kayla. It's been fun.
The
I know, I'm looking at my spell list and I only have ice spells or nothing combat related.
um
Frontline wizard.
as Groost running forward, you do, now that you're a little bit closer, see something else sort of rising up in similar form over on the other side.
Are you?
Going in there, and this one is
Too much force.
all right. It is going to slide up and sort of take a full, large corporeal form, moving past you, Beatrice, headed in towards Kurata there, and is going to make some attacks against you, Kurata.
Okie dokie.
It is going to try its whelm.
Use the 5Ds.
All right.
Dodge duck.
So yeah, it is going to like move into your square
And try to drown me.
You could have gotten both.
You notice it has distinctly moved around Beatrice.
Okay.
So that is whelm.
DC 15 strength save.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
26.
Nice. So don't. If it's also large or small, it's grappled. Saving throw is successful. The target is pushed out of the elemental space. Bloop.
Bloop.
I don't think anything happens if. Yeah. So nothing. You are able to resist that. So nothing happens there. This one is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There.
Do they see that coming, or is the
Problems
ship in the
incoming.
way?
Radiance can probably see through the cracks of it coming. I mean, the ship, the top part of the ship comes up. It's probably like 10 or 15 feet off of the level of the ice
figured.
there. Tergoom, you are up.
I start yelling, "There's more than one!" They're also notably way outside my 60-foot range. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it could be. Well then, let's try to get one's attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will, just for measurement purposes. Oh, I almost moved all the way over there, but it's still within 60. Somehow, all of that movement, and I'm going to use, at this point, it's a large creature. I'm going to go with Sacred Flame instead of Toll of the Dead.
All right.
I believe Sacred Flame requires a DC, and in this case, 15 dexterity.
Dexterity coming at you. 16.
Oh, yes. I was like, they're immune to magic! Immune! Run away! I'm done.
Kurata.
Okay. As a bonus action, I am going to activate Giant's Might. Which is this.
All right.
So I become size large along with anything I am wearing.
Wow.
There's another monster!
I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and once on each of my turns, one of my attacks with a weapon can deal an extra 1d6 damage. So I am going to smile
This works
a
on the
feral
small
smile
creature.
at the elemental who I am now the same size as. I'm going to twirl my hammer around, and I'm going to bring it down to 2 attacks.
All right.
Here is the first one. 24.
Will hit.
Wait, against Radiance?
You'll 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, 8 is bludgeoning damage.
And I'm going to do the extra 1d6 on this. Another 5
So,
points of magical bludgeoning damage.
13. Okay.
And a second one, only a 15.
15 will hit. It's a giant blob of slow-moving ice.
And 11 points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
Okay.
And I will. Oh, no.
That's so funny that you're so big. You're like, I'm not going out on the ice. Now you're like, I'm big on the ice now.
Don't tempt Casey, please. I will end my turn. And I am also.
Ship just falls over you.
I'm gonna go
We all die.
make noodles because I'm cold and hungry, but I will be
Oh.
listening. I'll be back.
We're gonna wrap up very shortly here. So.
Okay. Well, then I'll hold off. until-
Beatrice, you are up.
I am going to
We're gonna be dead.
bang my
one
fist
round,
against
no
the
worries.
foot of one of the ice elementals and say, "What are you doing? Stop attacking them!"
Okay.
What?
I want you to make a persuasion roll, please.
Okay.
What?
I just don't want them to attack you guys. Don't read into it too much.
Yeah, this extra rolling doesn't make us think anything.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Holy
I
cow.
guess
Okay.
who is controlling them?
Be
Oh,
sorry.
we're gonna find out something here one way or another.
All right.
Gosh, both of those rolls were scary.
You do sort of look out, and as it looks like their sort of arms are coming up for another set of slam attacks in against Karada, they kind of stop and sort of not back up, but they do slow down as if they have somehow understood what you're saying, but look still imposing and ominous. They have not, cowed in any way, but for the moment they have paused, and I think that is where we will pause as well
Okay.
in the story here.
Curious.
Cool. Well, interesting. What's going on? People are so
don't know.
crazy people. Crazy
There are crazy
characters.
people.
Cool. Well, thank you all for playing. Thank you, Kayla, for hopping into very interesting role. And yeah, critting to leave us off tonight with perhaps something that keeps things from smashing through the rest of your party. Excellent. We will be back again for episode 3 of 5 on Monday night at 7:30 Eastern Time to see the next chapter of this will hold. I think we have mysteries, but also perhaps answers hidden within them somewhere. And since Holly's not here, we might actually be able to not have infinite dots, just a finite amount of dots to connect.
We'll talk to all the dead
ship did
bodies.
it. Yeah. It's definitely the ice. I'm in a rock. It was over there. It has some significance. Cool. Thank you
Can a
to...
water elemental have a beard?
Yeah. It's left-handed. I see. Look how much ice there is in its left hand. Thank you to Roll20 for having us as Spotlight program. Big thank you to Kevin MacLeod for some of the tracks we had. We had Thunderbird, we had Vanishing, we had Ice Throne, we had Ice Cavern, we had The Dread.
They were all so good.
That dread.
Unseen Horrors, and this
Seen
last
Horrors.
track is from Tabletop Audio. Sorry, we're cheating on you a little bit, Kevin. But also some great ambiance with some sort of, ambient sounds, water, and such. Very cool. So, we will see what we will see as the mystery has been fully laid out before you. And we'll pick it up next time. Monday night at 7:30. Tune in. Anyone got anything else?
What?
No, we did get a bunch of follows this session.
We did.
Was it 250 of them?
Gosh, can you
There were
imagine?
actually quite a few.
There were quite a few, though.
That's pretty cool.
At one
Ethical-
point, I saw 250 people watching.
Ethical
I did too, and
tassing, ethical tassing, soup, sugarfoot,
Soup!
sati CG,
Soup!
CG,
Soup.
sesh sig big bear, shig bear,
That's a soup. That's the type of soup.
tottery tauliada, That's
You need a towel with soup. Yeah.
Cyan.
Wait, cyan, the color?
Cyan G Dragonfly. They're all like something and then an actual word. So thank you all. I hope I correctly said all of your names because I probably did.
About
Probably
100%.
nailed it. Yeah, nailed it. 5 out of 5 for all 5. Cool. Thank you all for the follows. We did have a sub way back in the beginning. Devil's Eldest came back for 3 months. Thank you, Devil's Eldest, for hanging around with us. Very cool. And
Devil's Seldest.
Devil's Eldest. Devil's Eldest. Cool. So, actually cold. Frigidly cold. Until next time.
Don't let your love get cold.
There you go. Put it in the microwave. We'll be back next Monday. We'll see you then.
Put your love in the microwave of my heart. Wait, what?
Love that.
But not if there's any metal on it.